we live? All right. Fucking first episode here of Shooting the Shit with the Loaded Box Podcast, boys. Ben's going to be joining in about, I don't know, hopefully about 15 minutes here. Hopefully 7:20 to 7:30. He's got baby responsibilities. What a fucking idiot. Like, dumbest kid. Who takes care of a child? What a fucking idiot. But right now we've got Mikey of the Loaded Box Podcast. We got Ryan of the Loaded Box Podcast. And we've got Patrick D on the screen. My producer, the one and only, who's always hooking up with the fucking YouTube stream. I love it. On the ones and twos. What we're going to do here is we're just going to drink. We're going to talk shit. We're going to talk about football, whatever. It's NFL, fantasy, daily fantasy. I'll probably talk about gambling. I'm currently gambling. That's what we're going to do. So let's start. Let's just go around the horn. We'll start with Patrick, go to Ryan, and then to Mikey. What are we drinking? Right off the bat, Patrick, it's you.
I have.
I think Patrick's already drunk.
Hey man, it's been a long day of drinking today, but what I am currently drinking is I have some Jack Fire on the rocks. It's kind of my dessert beverage. I like to coast off into the night with a nice glass or two of some Jack Fire.
What have you been doing all day? Because you've had a fucking hell of a day. I was worried you weren't gonna make it in time.
I know. I kept letting you guys know throughout the day. You know, sending you pictures, letting you know what I was drinking. But all right, I'll start off about 11 o'clock in the morning. A little bit of brunch. Had a few mimosas. Me, my girlfriend, her father. Finished off a whole bottle of champagne, drinking mimosas. Went to lunch. I had 2 mudslides. They were fantastic. A local spot who is famous for mudslides. And then we went to a Chinese food spot. Had Mai Tais. I had a Suffering Bastard. It was extremely strong. You know what they do at Chinese food places. It's all about the booze. Mm-hmm. And then from that Chinese food spot, we went to a different Chinese food spot. I had a lobotomy, it's called. Never tried it before. Also fantastic. And then I finished there with the Stoli blueberry and soda. Came home in the passenger seat. No worries. My girlfriend drove. It was necessary. I got home and I knew the stream was coming on. Had to get on the computer. Had to get a cup of ice and a little bit of Jack Fire. And now I'm here. How about you, Ryan?
I'm glad you made it.
Patrick, I'm just jealous of you right now, to be honest. I mean, you're here. You're not slurring. It must be the Irish in you.
I'm surprised. I'm Irish. I mean, I can handle it, I guess.
I'd be like, I wouldn't be able to even sit up right now if I had all that to drink. But what I'm drinking is a New Holland Mad Hatter American Indian Pale Ale. It's my 4th beer because I ran into a little car issue today.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, you had a I was actually just scrolling back up through the message feed to see what the fucking name of the thing was that you said, and now I can't.
The strut mount?
Yeah, the strut mount.
Oh my god.
Strut mount. You had a strut mount issue. I'm like, he gives us a whole fucking paragraph about like what he's been dealing with. I was like, they strut mount.
Well, what do you have 87? You have 87 messages, and you're trying to scroll back through, and I'm like, oh wow, sorry guys for being late.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yo, I woke up with like 50 notifications from, I swear to God, DJ and Mikey talking. I'm asleep. I'm passed out. I have to wake up at like 4 in the morning to go to work. So on Saturdays, or on Friday nights, I go to sleep early. I wake up at like 8 in the morning, and I see there are like 50 messages in the group chat from whoever stayed up last night drinking.
Yeah, Mikey, I was just talking about that ahead of time. Mikey comes in to see what the pulse is, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucking here, baby. Let's chat. What are you drinking, Mikey?
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. Whenever I'm like up at 1 or 2 in the morning on a Friday or Saturday, I can always count on you to fucking answer.
Yeah, every time, baby.
It's always DJ.
I'm sending the old Greg video at like 2 in the morning.
I can't believe I woke up to an old Greg video this morning. That's just one of the throwbacks that I have not seen since high school.
Patrick,
and I swear to God, it made my day.
You ever drink Bailey's from a shoe?
Oh my God. Could you love me?
Playing lab games with me.
Well, yeah, these guys.
So I started off with these Yingling Hershey's. I only had 2 of them, and I have to quit because it's really good, but it's really fucking sweet. So now I am back to on brand. In this, we are about 50-50 of tequila and pineapple juice. Absolutely delicious. Excited to talk football with you, gents.
When Mikey starts getting tequila going, I get excited. I plan on him taking at least just one straight shot for us.
Oh, of course. I got the bottle right here. I'm not gonna let you down.
I might even join you. I still have this. I've had this tiny little bottle of tequila sitting on my bar for a year, if not more. And I think it's Patron, so I might as well jump in there with you and fucking take one at some point. Maybe the other show. Who knows?
And I see Pat's got some tequila back there too. So
if we all start drinking tequila, we're gonna die.
Oh my god!
I'll die. I won't even make it to it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be dead.
I literally will end up fucking butt ass. I literally end up naked when I.
This would turn into an English football channel. We'd be talking about Manchester United.
I don't even know what to do. So what are we talking about? What do we want to talk about? What are we talking about the bats, football wise? What do you guys?
Well, I think we're gonna start off with the GOAT facing the Green Bay Packers this weekend. I know you have plenty of opinions on how that game's gonna go, and like I said on Friday Night Lines, it's a little hard to admit that probably my favorite player of all time. You know, the things I've seen Tom Brady do, I've never gotten so giddy watching a man do what he does best as I have been watching Tom Brady when it comes to beating the Atlanta Falcons, which is probably the greatest memory of my entire life. That whole game, I remember at halftime, my dad calls me and says, "What's going on in this game?" And all I could tell him is, as long as we make it within 2 scores in the fourth quarter, I watched this man drive down against the Legion of Boom, against the Seattle Seahawks, and destroy them in the fourth quarter and take the lead after down 2 scores. So if we can get within 2 scores against this piece of shit Atlanta Falcons team, then I think the comeback can be real. So that's all you have to say. And then I just watched it with my eyes, him drive down over and over. It was, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. They were down 21 points, and he made it happen. So what do you think will happen with the Green Bay Packers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Like you said, it's not Bill Belichick anymore. It's Bruce Arians. But how do you see that game going?
I'll let everybody else take it before I talk. Everybody else, I'm going to say.
Oh, my God. How about you, Ryan? What do you think?
Dude, the way I'm looking at it, I'm going to get your DraftKings article, which you can find at LoadedBoxPodcast.com.
Nice.
And I'm surprised you don't have any more Green Bay and Tampa Bay players on there, because to me, I feel like those two are smashes right there. I think this game's going to be a shootout, personally.
Hey, I absolutely agree. And the only thing that I could think of is that there might be a little more defense than expected, where I think this might come down to I might even take the under, to be honest, where I think it might come down to, because when I look at Green Bay, they're not like the old school Saints where you would always see a piece of shit defense and then Drew Brees would come and you would always just take Drew Brees to rescue them. Like, they have a really good defense now, especially when it comes to the secondary. I kind of see them as more of a run funnel defense. So I think Bruce Arians is smart enough to know that, where it might just mean more of a run funnel game, and then Aaron Jones will probably take more of the carries than I will take Aaron Rodgers, throwing it to keep up with Tom Brady, where I really don't see that happening. I think Bruce Arians knows that Tom Brady is dust, so I think that Ronald Jones will take more a hold of the game and more play game flow and slow the game down, because he knows Rodgers, if they get into a competition, Rodgers will outthrow Tom Brady any day of the week at this point. So the only reason why I haven't taken more Tampa Bay and Green Bay game stack is because I see the game flow being a lot slower than it would normally be if Tom Brady played for the Patriots.
This over-under is 55.5.
I would smash the under on that one, to be honest.
I smash the over. Take the over.
Really? Oh, man.
Heads up.
Take the over and Green Bay at 1.5. Yeah, I would take that.
I tend to agree a little bit. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll take Green Bay 100%. I tend to agree on the under, though, with Patrick. I'm just going to bet unders. I think it's finally the weekend of, unders. Vegas is going to catch up, and fucking every game's going to go under. I do think it's going to be a little bit slower, but the thing that worries me is that Bruce Arians doesn't care. All he does is attack and throw it downfield, and he's got Evans and Godwin and things like that, so who knows. how that's going to turn out. But like you said, our secondary, the Packers secondary, is very, very good. We're weaker up the middle, but that's exactly where Tampa Bay's weak is running the ball. So I'm not too worried because our strength matches their strength and our weakness is going up against each other. And I'm excited about that. And Aaron Rodgers is just going to bliss the secondary. Like, he's going to have his way. He's going to bend them over. He's going to say, put your head in the pillow and just scream there. And he's just going to do what he wants to the secondary. Say it, Mikey.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. I can't imagine taking the under in any whatsoever. I think literally every fantasy-relevant player is going to have himself a fantasy-relevant day.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is back. He's going to put up 1 billion points.
He has the highest floor out of probably any receiver in the entire NFL.
2 touchdowns tomorrow.
I could see 15 targets, 2 touchdowns, probably 12 or 13 receptions.
Yeah, Rodgers is going to have the boner.
The thing with Green Bay, too, is that they have Aaron Jones, who is, not to make DJ extra hard over there, but Aaron Jones is a top 5 running back in this league. And
people forgot that, though.
He is one of the few guys that can actually run against this Tampa Bay defense. Don't get me wrong, their run defense is stellar. It takes a special
ridiculously good.
Their defensive line and linebacker
special running back to actually go out there and do something well. But Aaron Jones is going to be perfectly fine. Plus, arguably, Aaron Jones is Aaron Rodgers' second favorite target on that entire team. And Aaron Jones is going to be catching balls out of the backfield all day as long as fucking LaFleur actually lets him stay on the field and Jamal Williams on. But holy hell, the Green Bay Packers, I would be very surprised to see this game stay at the under. I'm smashing the over because I think Jones and Devontae Adams are going to completely go off. Then on the other hand, Tom Brady, probably for the first time all season, hopefully he's going to have Chris Godwin the entire game. Hopefully he's going to have Mike Evans the entire game. Rojo has back-to-back 100-yard weeks, and Green Bay's run defense is not stellar, especially against fantasy purposes. I genuinely think this is just going to be a back-and-forth battle. I wouldn't be surprised to see this game end at 35-30 or something ridiculous like that.
Who wins it? Who wins it, Mikey? Who wins it?
I think Rodgers is going to win this. It was funny because I hate giving DJ the satisfaction. But I told DJ straight up the other day, I was looking at Green Bay's rest of season schedule. I don't see a single game that Green Bay is just outright going to lose. Granted, I don't think they're going to go 16-0 because that's just not what happens. But I don't see a single game on their schedule that's supposed to be a loss.
Yeah, no, agreed. They should be favored the rest of the year. Ryan, you were going to mention somebody I was going to mention, but I'll let you talk about it on the defensive line for Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah. So for the Tampa Bay defense, they lost Vita Vea, which was their huge run stopper. So Aaron Jones should easily be able to run over him. I mean, he might not get 100 yards, but he'll at least get 90.
I think that hurts. That's a big loss. Obviously, they have Sue up there, but
definitely. Loss. And we all know that Aaron Rodgers is without a doubt the most efficient red zone running back that we've probably seen in a long time. We know.
So is Aaron Jones.
No, Aaron Jones. No, that's what I'm saying. He is so extremely good in the red zone. I mean, he was one of those running backs where I was in a fantasy draft and my girlfriend was in the league for the first time and she was sitting there at, I don't know, maybe the 104 or something, and she had to pick between Austin Eckler and Aaron Jones. And they were both running backs who, if we look at last year, were on the side of touchdown percentage. They have such a huge touchdown percentage, and you don't want to rely on those guys because you think they're going to regress back to the mean. But if it was anyone that was going to stay as a huge touchdown percentage guy, it's going to be Aaron Jones because he's just so good at that, and he's just continued to be the same guy this year where he's not going to get the amount of touches as, I guess, Zeke or anyone elsewhere, but he's just so efficient with those red zone touches where you know that when they line up in that formation in the red zone and they give it to Jones, he's going to take it into the end zone. It's the same thing with when I watched David Johnson back in 2016 or 2017 when he played for the Cardinals and he had that huge year when he wanted to go 1,000 for 1,000. When they gave him the ball in the red zone, he was gonna punch it in. He was just one of those guys where it's not like when you watch CEH now in the red zone, he's just gonna get stopped. Aaron Jones is gonna make it into the red zone. So
I'm gonna take a little bit of a left turn because you mentioned something. How how annoyed or like in tune with like football or fantasy football are your wives or future wives, or do they like? Do you say shit to them? Are you like me where you're like, they don't care, but you have to tell somebody? So it's like, oh, that was my guy. He scored a touchdown. She doesn't give a fuck. Like, how are your wives and girlfriends in the fantasy world? That's what you're doing on Sunday.
Mikey. I feel so bad for Danielle right now, my fiance, because I have lost almost every single game in my two main leagues this year. I got really lucky in week 5. Week 5 was a good week. But the first 4 weeks in each of I'm like 2-3, barely won the 2 games that I won before week 5. But this whole time I'm sitting there screaming at my TV. And then Danielle comes in, hey, is everything okay? No, everything's not fucking okay. My team sucks. I feel so bad, but she's very supportive. So
yeah. It was hilarious because last week I had Tyreek Hill as my tournament lock in the big money league that my girlfriend's in with me. She was going up against someone who had Tyreek Hill, and there was a play where Tyreek Hill caught a long bomb for a touchdown, and it got called back. And as it was happening, I was like, hell yeah, Tyreek Hill, I'm going to win some fucking money this week. And she was like, hey, fuck you, I'm going up against Tyreek Hill. And I was like, shit. And then it got called back, and she was so happy, and I was like, shit, I'm going to lose some money this week. Shit.
My 2 main leagues, they're auction leagues. I have 3 wins between the 2 of them, so I feel like crap.
I feel you.
Plus during the first one of them, I was drinking heavily, and I wasn't thinking about wide receivers. And then I realized I needed to draft wide receivers, and I totally forgot about it. And I was all drafting just running backs. So my number 1 wide receiver is Tyler Boyd in that league. So
I have Boyd, dude. I've loved Boyd's floor throughout this whole year.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd's not turning out too bad this year.
I mean, I have Michael Thomas too, but he hasn't helped me out.
Are you answering questions right now, Pat?
I am.
I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna read a couple of these. One question we got is: would you guys start Jefferson versus Atlanta or Godwin versus Green Bay? And would you start Miles versus Baltimore or Gibson versus New York Giants? So let's start with Jefferson versus Atlanta or Godwin versus Green Bay.
Be right back. I'm gonna refresh.
Go for it.
All right. So as badly as I want to put Justin Jefferson in my lineup this week against Atlanta, that's a total smash play. Mm-hmm. I'm not sitting Chris Godwin. If Bruce Arians is coming out and saying Chris Godwin he's 100%, he's coming back, he is definitely going to be on the field this Sunday, which Bruce Arians said Chris Godwin will be on the field on Sunday. I have every bit of confidence. There's a reason why Chris Godwin was drafted as a top 5, top 6 receiver in most leagues this year. I'm not sitting him. Justin Jefferson, he's a boomer bust play. I know Atlanta absolutely sucks, and Justin Jefferson's probably going to trend more to a boom. But Chris Godwin has the safer floor, and as we saw last year, he's got a big fucking ceiling too. So I'm starting Godwin here.
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
I got the same. I feel the same way. I start Godwin too. But I mean, if you're going up against someone and say like you're projected to lose by quite a bit, I would try to get Jefferson as a flex because he could be that boom play for you to give you up and over. To say start over someone that's like a number 3 wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about it last night on Friday Night Lines, but I love Justin Jefferson this week. But when you draft Chris Godwin where you drafted him and you're not going to fucking play him, that would be ridiculous. Like, I understand Jair Alexander, he shut down Calvin Ridley, but you still drafted him. I would almost try to find a way to put him in the flex for sure, if you depending on matchups there, because I think he could just dominate against Atlanta. I love Jefferson. I thought he was the most pro-ready wide receiver coming into the draft. I feel like I've been right, but CeeDee Lamb has been good, but
I was going to say, CeeDee Lamb would like a word with you, DJ.
Yeah, but CeeDee Lamb has fucking, Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper taking coverage away from him. So
I fucking love Michael Gallup. Oh my god, it's heartbreaking.
Oh, I said the other day when Andy Dalton just threw a couple balls up to Michael Gallup at the end of the game.
Don't listen to projections. What? Hey, JJ, what fantasy platform are you playing on? Because honestly, these projections can honestly fuck off. I play on Yahoo.
Oh, sorry.
I play on Sleeper, and honestly, the projections are off by so much. 90% of the time. Don't take projections into account. Just look at who gives you the highest floor. Honestly, unless you look at the other person's team and they just have a way better team by 1,000%, then that's when you want to look for upside, like players like Andy Isabella or, like you said, Antonio Gibson. But other than
Mecole
that,
Hardman.
you just Mecole Hardman. Exactly. Thank you, Ryan. You just
Like
gotta
he
go
wants to
straight
say
off a floor and whoever you know can provide you guaranteed points. That's all.
I can see Mikey itching to talk.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I noticed that. So I play on MFL, I play on Yahoo, ESPN Sleeper. I'm in 13 leagues this year, and I want to fucking snap my neck. It sucks.
Yeah, it does.
But all of them have significantly different projections.
Yep.
If I had to base my entire fantasy lineups based off of one projections, honestly, Yahoo has been the closest this year
I agree.
with their projections. So if you're playing on Yahoo, don't be a slave to projections. Like, know where there's upside, know where there's risk. Like obviously, like Chase Edmonds before this week has been projected at like 4 or 5 points a week, but he's been so efficient to where he's been shattering his projections every week. Know when to differentiate upside in the projections. But if you're gonna follow any projections, I'd look at Yahoo's because they've actually been kind of on point this year. That's just me. Coming from someone who plays on like 5 different platforms this year, Yahoo's got the best projections.
I don't know. I kind of play it off like what I feel like gut feeling. I go by my gut. It's like, okay, he might not do this good, but he's going against this defender or this type of defense. Or this game's gonna be a shootout. Like I usually like use like the over unders kind of give me an idea of how I'm gonna play players. So if it's got a low over under, I don't really look at that player. But if it's got a high one, I'll usually try to figure out how to get one of those players in, and then next thing you know, you get a boom player, and then the player that you're playing against is pissed off because you had Chase Claypool in your lineup, and he's sitting there laughing saying, "I smoked your ass," you know?
No, exactly. And I think that projections where analysts will try to be safer than they actually have to be when it comes to projections, because they're not just gonna take like Chase Edmonds, like you said, like. No one knows what his guaranteed touches are going to be throughout the week, but they know that he is going to be. He's been more efficient, way more efficient than Kenyon Drake throughout the whole year, but no one can guarantee that Chase Edmonds will get as many touches as Kenyon Drake, so that's why he will never be projected higher than Kenyon Drake.
But their fantasy points aren't even that far off each other.
They're not.
Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds.
They're like in full PPR in my league. I saw it earlier in the week. I think they're like running back like 34 and 35 on the year, like back to back. It's insane.
Yeah, within a handful of points.
Really close. But
So,
go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry.
Were you gonna say on that topic? Because I was gonna change to somebody that Pat just talked about.
Well, I was actually going to switch it up and ask another start-sit question while we're on the topic of start-sit, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
So I'm personally facing something in my league, and I'm wondering, and I think it's a fairly good question. So, am I starting DJ Moore against Chicago this year, who has
week,
who has been pretty disappointing this year? But I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, so I don't know if my bias is coming in here. Or do I start CD Lamb against Arizona?
Oh, you start CD. Absolutely.
I'm leading CD Lamb right now, but I wanted to point this out because even though I'm leaning CD Lamb, he's projected like 2.5 points less than DJ Moore. This is a case where like I don't want to be a slave to projections, but I want to see where you guys are coming from in here, especially with Andy Dalton replacing Dak Prescott. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys are not going to be throwing for 400 or 500 yards every single week anymore. So what do you guys think between DJ Moore and CD?
Honestly, I'll take this. If you look at like base it off of I guess defenses, because if you look at what Dallas going up against Arizona, they just lost Jones for the year. So their pass rush is going to be even worse than it was before. And if you like, they might even have to throw, I guess, like you said, they won't throw for 400 yards. They might have to against Kyler Murray, who's going up against an even worse defense in Dallas. So, Andy Dalton is in one of those games where he's about to start for America's team. As much as I hate it, as much as I think the Patriots should be anointed America's teams, you guys might hate it. You know, fuck the Cowboys. I'm not a big Cowboys fan, but they might have to throw for that much, and Andy Dalton's gonna have to step up and beat this Arizona team. Whereas the Panthers, they're going up against Chicago. They have a great pass rush. I don't see DJ Moore having as high as a floor as CeeDee Lamb does.
Yeah, that's a difficult one because DJ Moore obviously is Robbie Anderson's been great, but still the top guy there. And CeeDee Lamb is with a bunch of guys, but just the fact that it's going to be such a high-scoring fucking game in Arizona, I mean, he's going to get targets, he's going to get receptions. I don't know about him and Andy Dalton's rapport, but I think it's going to be fine. That's a tough one. That is a really difficult matchup because I don't want to go away from DJ Moore because I really like DJ Moore. Finally got in the end zone last week. He saw the end zone last week, which was great, but I don't know. It's hard to take a guy who's third in his wide receivers over probably the best wide receiver on his team. So I almost want to just go say DJ Moore just because it's a safer pick to me.
He's so good.
It's the Bears defense.
We all know that DJ Moore is the most talented wide receiver in that core. I mean,
yeah.
I loved him last year. His floor was so good. He was one of those guys where he would post 20 points without a touchdown just based off of his receptions and his yardage. And honestly, he's been a buy low all year. Every week you would hear from the, JJ Zacharyson and the fantasy footballers, DJ Moore is a buy low, DJ Moore is a buy low. But honestly, after last week when you saw that in the perfect matchup, Robbie Anderson still took the bulk of the targets and DJ Moore just happened to have that 70-yard, I think it was 70-yard touchdown.
57.
Like 50 or 55.
Yeah, 55-yard touchdown. I think that was the perfect time to sell DJ Moore because I think we are truly seeing that as much as we think that DJ Moore is the alpha in that offense, Teddy Bridgewater just has something going with Robbie Anderson. He's escaped Adam Gase. He's showing his true potential in this offense, and everyone still thinks that DJ Moore is a buy low, so I think this would be the perfect time to honestly sell DJ Moore.
Dude, respect Teddy Bridgewater.
Dude, Teddy Two Gloves. I loved him. I watched him when he played last year and when he subbed in for Drew Brees, and I have been waiting for him to get a starting job ever since he had that injury in Minnesota. I loved watching him in Minnesota, and I've just always respected him for being that great, just accurate quarterback. He's like the opposite of Jameis Winston.
He's just good. I was like, I think I need to respect Teddy Bridgewater a little bit more because, and then he just busts out. He's just a good quarterback. He's just a solid, good quarterback. He's like Alex Smith before his broken leg. He's good.
Yeah, and speaking as a Carolina fan, I'm not gonna lie. DJ, Ryan, you guys know, Pat, you're I don't think you were with us when Carolina first signed Teddy Bridgewater. I was not pumped about it at all. I was honestly pissed. I thought that Teddy Bridgewater was basically Kyle Allen with an injury history.
Oh, man.
And I got to say, after the first game or two, because Teddy Bridgewater, we went 0-2. We went 0-2. It didn't look good. Teddy Bridgewater, even though he had decent stats, if you were actually watching the game, he was making very poor decisions. He could have easily thrown 5 or 6 picks in his first 2 games because he just was not in sync with Robbie Anderson, not in sync with DJ Moore. There was something off. But I think by week 3 or week 4, something clicked, and Teddy Bridgewater has actually elevated his play. At first, in week 3, week 4, I think a big reason why Carolina was able to pull out wins is because our super young defense has stepped up completely.
Holy shit, yeah.
That defense, Jeremy Chin, oh my God, awesome. But that defense is really stepping up, and it makes me really excited as a Panthers fan moving forward because they're all so young. But then last week, that was all Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater took that game by the fucking balls and just led that team to victory. And for the first time ever, I'm excited that Teddy Bridgewater is the quarterback in Carolina.
Yeah, he's solid. He's just a good quarterback. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Hey, we got another question. T.Y. Hilton or T. Higgins at flex?
T. Higgins, easy.
I hate Phillip Rivers.
So why?
Yeah, Phillip Rivers has been absolute dog shit. I mean, granted, Mo Cox is not going to be in there, which should be a slight uptick for T.Y. Hilton. He's going to take an extra target or 2. But last week, T.Y. Hilton had his biggest game of the season with Phillip Rivers, and he only had 69 yards. I honestly
Nice.
think that, nice, right?
Nice.
But I see that as more as a ceiling with T.Y. Hilton these days. He has not been the T.Y. Hilton that's this fantasy elite receiver in like 3 or 4 years now. Like, I'm sorry, Phillip Rivers is not even close to what Andrew Luck was when T.Y. Hilton was really going off in fantasy football. I've seen T.Y. Hilton dropped in quite a handful of my leagues this year, and I've seen T. Higgins picked up in quite a handful of my leagues this year.
No,
I don't care what the matchup is. I'm doing T. Higgins over T.Y. Hilton pretty much any week at this point.
I'm putting MVS in over T.Y. Hilton right now.
That's great.
Shit.
So T. Higgins and Joe Burrow on the same page. I'm not going to be surprised to see if we see AJ Green traded just because of how in sync Joe Burrow and T. Higgins are already. Obviously, Tyler Boyd is really good. AJ Green, obviously, we saw the video this last week where he started playing defense for the team and was running down and blocking after the interception. I like where Joe Burrow and T. Higgins are kind of gelling together, but I fucking hate Phillip Rivers and T.Y. Hilton. I didn't like them before the season. I like them even less now. Rivers is dust. Like, of all the old guys that we're talking about, Breeze, Brady, whatever, Rivers is the worst of all. Like, he has just fallen apart. He's just trash at this point.
I'm surprised they haven't put in Brissett yet, the way he's been playing. Because I think Brissett is actually a better quarterback than Rivers is now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, honestly, we need to stop looking at T.Y. Hilton as the floor play, and we need to start looking at other players. Because honestly, this last game against Cleveland was the first time he even got up to 10 targets. I mean, before he couldn't even reach an 80% target share since week 1. I mean, against Minnesota and against the Jets, he could only reach 58% snap share. Excuse me.
Well, there was a reason why he had 10 targets too, because I mean they were trailing.
Yep.
They were trying to play catch up, and they still couldn't catch up. And out of those 10 targets, he caught what, 5, 6, 7?
Yeah, for 11 and a half yards a reception.
And it's worth noting too that T.Y. Hilton, he finally has his first big game after Paris Campbell hits injury reserved, after Michael Pittman's no longer on the field. Mo Alley-Cox is basically gone at this point. He's not playing in week 6. Jack Doyle's been injured. They just brought in Trey Burton out of there's not a lot going on over there in Indianapolis, and even still T.Y. Hilton only put up 69 yards last week. Like, I don't want to trust T.Y. in any stretch of the imagination. I would be lying to you if I said I can remember who Cincinnati's even playing right now this week, but I'm playing T. Higgins.
Yeah.
No, honestly, you got to look at, like, when it comes to season long, of course you invest this draft capital, but when people are underperforming what they're going to do, you have to look at who they're facing, and you need to base that off of whether you want to continue to start them or whether you want to, or even drop them, because T.Y. Hilton has played Jacksonville, Minnesota, and the Jets, and in each of those 3 matchups, he hasn't even hit 10 fantasy points, and that's in PPR leagues. That's not even half. That's not even standard. That's 10
stinky.
PPR leagues. He hasn't even gotten a touchdown at all. And the one game where he even came close to scoring a touchdown, he dropped the ball in the end zone, and it wasn't even good defense. So you have to take that into consideration whether you even want to start him. Honestly, I would be trading him right now, and because there are definitely going to be some people out there who are listening to absolute shitty advice and say, hey, it's T.Y. Hilton. He was the yardage champion for how many years, and he's guaranteed to get 1,400 yards. But honestly, that's not even close to happening. So I would be selling him at least get another name brand wide receiver for T.Y. Hilton right now. I would not even come close to starting him.
Wait, speaking of name brand receivers, I got to ask you. So a lot of us, I think all of us, tend to think that AJ Green is going to be traded at some point. On your fantasy team, would you rather have T.Y. Hilton or the risk of AJ Green?
Neither, honestly. This sounds so terrible. This sounds so terrible, but if you look at all the wide receivers that are over 30, they're all worth trading. They all have great names. The only wide receiver over 30 right now that I probably want on my roster, or even close to 30, is probably Adam Thielen. But other than that, take any name that you have, even Julio Jones. Trade Julio Jones. I love the name. Julio's been my guy. I've had him for like it feels like the past 10 years, and his floor has ridden me to fantasy championships. But honestly, any older wide receiver, especially in dynasty, even if it's just a draft pick, you have to trade them because these young wide receivers that are coming in just look so good.
Ryan, did you just have someone serve you a beer?
I did. My wife did.
Oh shit! Hey, Aubrey, bring me a beer, please.
Aubrey, I want one too.
I don't know. How did you pull that off? Jeez, that was incredible.
I'm in my basement with a beer fridge, so my wife had to come get her drink for herself, so she asked me if I wanted another one.
Fair enough. See, that's where I am. I am too, but I don't know if there's any drinks down here.
But like you guys were saying,
you just gotta bring the whole bottle with you, so it's all good.
Yeah.
So you guys were talking about the 30-year-old wide receivers. But if you look at it as like a whole, as of right now, to this week, look at all the wide receiver ones we all drafted, first, second, third round, or you spent a lot of money in auction on. What have they done for you? You had Devontae Adams week 1, and then he's been injured since. Michael Thomas, he hasn't done anything yet. Julio Jones, he had one big game, out.
Stop talking about Devontae Adams like that.
Honestly,
He's gonna be a fucking monster.
Whoever still believes in the 0 RB strategy, look at how bad you fucked up this year. You should be drafting, we call it robust RB in the industry now. Robust RB. Look at how you could have drafted this year. Honestly, if you go in the first, you take who? Look at Alvin Kamara. You could have drafted him midway through the first. Alvin Kamara, and then imagine in the second. I know Joe Mixon's not looking good right now.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. Imagine that. Imagine Kamara, Jones. Who's the perfect third round? Even Jonathan Taylor with what he's doing right now. Jonathan Taylor in the third, and then or even Melvin Gordon in the third. I know he just got the DUI. Let's not talk about it.
He's got an illness.
An illness, yeah. It's called alcohol. It's called alcoholism. I know we don't talk about it around here in the Loaded Box podcast, but let's acknowledge it, okay? And then even Jonathan Taylor in the fourth. Imagine that start right now. Maybe even Miles Sanders in the second. Imagine if you started Devontae Adams into Julio Jones. You'd be fucked. You're probably 0-5 right now. You're 0-5.
So I drafted in every single league DK Metcalf as my number 1 wide receiver in the fucking 3rd or 4th round. Every single league I'm in, DK Metcalf. I would if you were pick 10, you could have gotten like you were saying, you could have gotten or not Alvin Kamara, but you could have gotten
Mixon Sanders. I think Mixon Sanders was
or
the best.
Mixon Jones.
Or Aaron Jones.
Mixon Jones,
yeah. Yep. If you were the 10th pick, and then you can get DK Metcalf in the 3rd or 4th round. DK Metcalf is my number 1 wide receiver in every league, and it was the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. Because I'm like, why am I drafting a wide receiver 2nd round? This doesn't make any sense. I can grab this guy who I believe in DK Metcalf or whoever it is, depending on the season, and just stack up on running backs. Because that's what you need to do. You need to just build depth at the running back, wide receiver, or running back position, and draft wide receivers later because they're so deep.
Yeah, even that. Look,
nobody does 0 running backs anymore, do they?
Deontay Johnson going in the 8th or 9th. And look at that. CeeDee Lamb going in the 8th, 9th, 10th. Oh, yeah. Look at
CeeDee Lamb is the steal of the draft.
I love CeeDee Lamb.
How many people slept on Keenan Allen this year? They saw Tyrod Taylor. Oh shit.
Ooh,
we don't want anyone. And then fucking Herbert came in. And it's like, holy shit, Keenan Allen seeing 13, 15 targets a game. And he was going, I swear, in the 6th or 7th round. That's insane.
The way Herbert's playing right now, that's a player you should trade for in Dynasty.
Yeah, Herbert is looking insane. I can't even believe it.
Buy low on him if you can anywhere.
I like Keenan Allen, but I'm liking more and more and more. I like Mike Williams coming to the season, but I like him more and more. He's got Justin Herbert wants to throw the ball downfield. That's what he wants to do. He has a big arm. And he's going to force it to Mike Williams. And Mike Williams is one of those guys like Gallup, who's the other guy? DK Metcalf, that just goes up and catches it over.
He's going to make
Did you see that catch he made last weekend?
Yeah.
Holy shit. He went up high. He has no disregard for his body at all.
Yeah.
If he's not coming down with the ball, he swear he's failed his family. He's about to commit harikari and be like, holy shit, I'm so terrible. If he goes up that high for the ball and he doesn't come down, he's pissed. I mean, he doesn't care if his shoulder pads come off, if his helmet comes off.
Nope.
He's coming down with that ball, and man, every time I see him, I swear every single catch he's made this whole year is like highlight reel catches.
I didn't realize he was as fast as he was in that touchdown, dude. That guy runs like a 4.44. I was like, holy shit, this guy.
yeah.
I just thought he was a big body. He went up and got it, but I didn't think he had the speed.
Is that Travis Benjamin? Oh shit, no, that's
he's so tall and skinny too.
Yeah,
the way he just runs. He just looks so dumpy out there.
Yeah, he was moving, dude. I was like, fuck, this guy is the real deal.
Oh, here we go, baby.
We got somebody with
Bell.
We got introducing number 17
Is that
from the Miami Dolphins of Loaded Box Podcast. Ben
Here we
Morgan's here to
go.
join.
Ben is here. What's up, baby?
Welcome. We're killing it here. Welcome to the podcast. What do you want to talk about today, number 17, Tyler Tannehill?
So many things, but I feel like I need to whisper. Dude, I've had so many nights with this child by myself. I lay her down. As soon as I get done feeding her, she goes out. The one night we decide to drink and do this is the night she decides to scream like Pat after the Dolphins beat them. Like, what the hell? What happened?
Hey, we don't talk about the Miami Miracle around here, okay?
I mean, it is what it is. You guys, I have so many things I want to talk about, but
Let's go, Ben. It's good to see you, man.
I need to know, like, give me like the brief 30-second recap. What has been spoken about so far?
Hey, man, we've talking about Tom Brady, the GOAT, playing Green Bay. Of course, we have to start off with that with DJ in here. We've talked fantasy, how these 30-plus year-old wide receivers are just dust, man. We've covered a lot of topics, and honestly, we're all, I'm sure, I'll speak for Ryan, Mikey, and DJ. We're all happy to see you here, and we're ready for you to take over as the god of Loaded Box Podcast.
No, come on. Don't even get that. Wait a second. We are co-founders of Loaded Box Podcast, so stop giving him all this credit just because he does articles.
DJ, I know you edited one article for me because Ben fell down the stairs, but hey, you gotta,
I don't do articles, but I am now the king of video content. That's my thing. I finally found my niche. I found my way. Ben's joining my shit now. This is my team.
my favorite thing was right before we recorded our last podcast. Like, I had the intro sort of planned out, but I was so far behind on our group messages. I was like, DJ, I'm way behind on the group messages. What did I miss? His response was, I'm the king of video content, man. I got an idea. And I said, okay, what did I miss in the group chat? I'm the king of content. I got something for Saturday. I'm like, dude, nothing to me.
That was what you missed. That was it.
That's what I missed.
Oh my God! How have you dealt with this? How have you dealt with DJ your entire life, dude?
It's amazing. You would think that putting up with a disgruntled Dolphins fan would be hard. Putting up with this guy is literally the hardest thing anyone has ever done. Like, putting that kid to bed was atrocious. Putting up with DJ on a day-to-day basis is next level hell that I wouldn't wish upon even a Patriots fan.
You're
drinking Spotted Cow?
Yeah, I am. Nice call. How'd you spot that one out?
Because my cousin, he lives up in Wisconsin. He brought that home one time.
America. What do you got, Ben? Fucking bring some substance to this. I'm the video content king. I'm gonna let you try that.
Why are you asking Ben what does he have? It's either Busch Light, or Busch Light.
Not beer for fucking questions and talk and conversation.
Well, the first thing that stood out to me today was Melvin Gordon. Is he legit the first NFL player to miss a game due to a hangover since Johnny Manziel?
I thought the sickness was just alcoholic. Like, they're like sickness. I saw a guy tweet like, they like took it seriously. Like, good for them for leaving it at home in case he might have COVID. I'm like, Are you a fucking idiot? This guy just got a DUI and you believe that he's like has a sickness right now? And like, that was the most ridiculous thing I ever think. No, dude's an alcoholic. He might be cut from the team pretty quick here.
Who else though? Like, it's Manziel. Now it's Gordon. Who was the player that was bringing
Maurice Clarett?
Grey Goose. Yeah, Maurice Clarett was the goose getting your girl feeling loose.
Yes.
Other people that have missed games because of a hangover? Because I think that's what happened here.
I've missed a lot of games with a hangover.
I've never missed a game.
Are any of you guys scared that we're doing this on Saturday night and COVID is just running rampant through the league, and we're gonna wake up trying to like have to deal with all of this fantasy shit, and there's gonna be like 3 games that are moved, and you're gonna have to figure some shit out?
Oh, like week 18 is gonna happen?
Week 18 and 19 and maybe 20 might happen.
I don't know. I mean, I think they'll try to figure out how to get the season done one way or another, but I don't really know if they're gonna push a week 19. I think they'll try to do 18, so they'll try to do more games than 3.
True. More importantly, I I see.
Oh
that
my
Pat,
God, Mikey! Jesus Christ!
Oh my God, there it is.
Pat is opening a beer, and Mikey said, "I'm not gonna one up you. I'm gonna like quintuple up you." And you start taking pulls out of a bottle, Mikey. What the hell?
Pat did not open up a beer.
I was waiting for you to
That was a
get
White
here
Claw.
before I just started drinking straight tequila. This was for you.
Jesus!
Oh my God!
The shit's off the rails. Somebody's
man.
throwing up live on YouTube tonight. It's gonna be great.
Dude, all right, so tequila is my absolute like least favorite, but whatever.
Hell
Pat
yeah,
just
Mikey,
put
I
down
like your
there,
style.
Here comes
what
the white
hell
girl.
is that?
Did you get ice first?
Pat, what was your day like today? It sounded like you started drinking like as soon as you woke up.
Went over this like multiple times, Ben.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that was.
All
Part
right,
of your
I'll give a
30-second
quick
intro.
rundown. Mimosas at 11. What was it? 2 mudslides at lunch. Suffering Bastard after that, and then Lobotomy, it's called, at a separate Chinese restaurant, and a vodka soda. And now I'm here drinking Jack on the Rocks with the White Claw, and like you just saw, the Patron.
Look at that.
I'm Irish, okay? I gotta rep it.
Nasty, and I
Oh,
thought
Mikey, you moved on my screen.
dude,
Yeah, Ben, I didn't get Ben. You weren't here when I was explaining this Hershey's Yingling to everyone too. It's delicious.
Oh yeah, well, dude, I want that so bad. Like I said in the group chat, if I bought that, it would be open before I even started the car.
Oh, wait. Players expected
Drew Lock.
to return from injury Sunday. Vontae Adams, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, Jimmy G, Kyle Allen, Philip Lindsay, and AJ Green. Players out, including alcoholic Melvin Gordon, Noah Font, KJ Hamler, Dalvin Cook, Mo Alley Cox, blah, blah, blah. We already know these guys. Oh, and add Drew Lock to the list. Drew Lock is set to return for the Broncos tomorrow. That's cool.
That's why Blake Bortles got released. What idiots.
Yeah. One other thing too, before I get on, I have another football question.
You like my shirt, Ben?
It's like your aqua FNL shirts. Jesus.
Yeah.
When I first got on here, I thought Pat for sure was repping a Tom Brady jersey, and after second look, I think that might be a Julian Edelman jersey.
Yes, it is. It's not Drew Bledsoe. It's Julian Edelman.
I love that Pat's got just enough Boston in his accent to just like make this better than it ever even needed to be. It's amazing.
Hey, I grew up in Massachusetts. I live in New Hampshire and New England my entire life, and I couldn't imagine living anywhere else.
Whose lady is just chirping in the background?
I hear a TV or something.
I hear it, so I don't think it's mine.
I think it
it's
might
mine.
be Pat's. I think it's Pat's.
I think it's
No?
Ryan.
It
Ryan's
must,
wife
yeah,
just said
I
hi.
heard kids in there. There's kids. It's got to be
Definitely
Ryan.
Ryan's. There's like 8 kids in there, so.
Yeah.
I want to go around.
There's 4 kids here.
Yeah. I mean,
Calm
fine,
down,
it's not
calm
you.
down. My niece is here. Calm down.
Hey, old man Rivers, come on now.
I can't build an offensive line.
I can't believe you're 6'3". I still won't get over that shit.
I will. Yeah. When we doing a basketball game? Like I've been practicing. I've been draining threes still.
Yeah.
I think we do it in Cleveland when we all get together for the NFL draft.
Yeah. There you go.
But,
Alright, Jen.
but you
Jen,
take
so
fall
what do you
down
bring
the
in?
stairs.
Did someone ask me what I'm drinking?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what it is.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my
I told you!
God.
I told you!
Touchdown, Georgia. Let's fucking go.
Did we think it was going to be something else? Also, DJ, did you bet on Georgia?
Yeah.
Put it on the board. Me
I guess
and
you
Bush
didn't
Light
watch
and
Friday
DJ.
Night Lines then. Look
Dude.
at him, the owner of Loaded Box, and he doesn't even watch
Stop
Friday Night
that.
Lines.
We are
Single-
co-founders of Loaded Box Podcast.
Single daddy
Co-founders.
daycare over here. Hey, I want to go around the room. I'm gonna do it name by name. I
Okay.
want to know the player that you were most wrong on this year in fantasy
Oh,
football.
okay.
Easy, I
Oh,
already have
Jesus
it.
fucking Christ!
I already have it.
Oh god, here we go.
Pat, you're on my top left, and you're about to take a sip of some juice. So take that sip, and then tell me the player that you were
I
most
might
wrong.
have to just chug the rest afterwards, to be honest. Okay,
Make a
so as a fan of the AFC East,
I want you all to say Aaron Rodgers, by the way.
fuck
Sorry,
you.
keep going.
So the player I've shit on the most, Josh Allen.
Ooh, that's a
So-
tough one.
I think I always thought he was such a fraud, and honestly,
I
I'm
still
not
think he
gonna
is.
take the L yet. I'm not taking the L yet. I'm just gonna, like let you guys know that so far this year he has impressed me, and that's coming. I'm taking my pride out of it. As much as I want to say, the schedule, all this shit.
Right.
He has really impressed me. He can throw the ball where I thought he was I thought he was almost Cam Newton light when it came to he vultured running backs at the goal
single
line.
eyebrow.
And I just really thought that he couldn't throw the ball like he could. But honestly, the way that he's throwing the ball right now really makes me scared of the Bills. And I just have to own up. I guess I got to take the out of that. And Josh Allen, good on you. But Patriots are still winning the division. Sorry, bro.
As much as I want to address Mikey's ability to raise one eyebrow at a time, let's go on to Ryan's biggest miss so far.
DeAndre Swift.
Or
is that
That was
Adrian
my
Peterson?
miss.
Oh my
Or
god.
Adrian Peterson. Sorry.
We
Where
do not
do I
DeAndre
start?
Swift around here without consulting me first. DeAndre Swift is so close, dude. As soon as Matt Patricia's out of there, and it's going to happen by this.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
he's still
Thank
not
you. Get
Jonathan
him the
Taylor.
fuck out of there.
He's still
Get him
not
the fuck out
Jonathan
of there.
Taylor.
Rookie RB1, baby. Jonathan Taylor has looked so average, it hurts.
Agreed. Go ahead,
Anyway,
Ryan.
Ryan, I'm so sorry. It's your turn. Go ahead.
I don't know where to start because I mean, like, I feel bad
The
on
worst.
a lot of the players I picked. But I mean, like the one I was the highest on, which nobody cares about, is the tight end position, right?
Ugh.
Fuck tight ends.
I mean,
So Tyler Higbee, I was so fucking high on him.
Why?
Right? Why? I don't because I was like, oh yeah, he can go ahead and get 1,000 yards.
and I'm
5
pointing at
touchdowns.
Mikey too. You and Mikey both shit on me during a podcast and say, "Oh, Tyler Higbee's top 7 tight end," and I said
Hig
Tyler
bust.
Higbee.
That's
isn't
Tyler
worth
Hig
a-
bust.
Mikey had him 7. I had him number 5. What a fucking idiot. and then here I am, Gerald Everett, 33. He wasn't even a fucking starting tight end on any team for my rankings. It's
Well,
like,
that's all
oh
right.
my
him up
God.
in everything.
We can't let Ben make fun of us because we had a whole argument of him telling us that Christian Kirk was going to be the next best thing.
He
That
is.
was gonna be
he
my
is.
guy.
He's healthy now. Christian
was-
Kirk is so good. Honestly, Christian Kirk.
And
The
he has a
fact
belt.
that,
depth
the
chart.
fact that the corpse of Larry Fitzgerald is still even in that offense. Christian Kirk is. Honestly, if Christian Kirk was on any other team, he would be one of the best slot receivers in the league.
But he's not on another team. He's not fantasy relevant right now. He's not.
Despite the kind words of Pat, that was going to be my guy, just because it is what it is at this point. And yes, I think that the future looks better. But Pat, I had him ranked at one time like wide receiver 21. Like I was all in. And so far, like I've had to start him in a couple of leagues. Hasn't really gone all that well.
I had him
That's how
last
bad
year. I had him last year, and I was lucky enough to start him when he had that one game where he went for like 2 deep touchdowns. And honestly, he was starting to gain a pretty decent floor. And then they got DeAndre Hopkins, and I was a little worried, but I thought, hey, you know what? That might even be better for him. They really like to go 4 wide receivers, and they're gonna go so many plays where he's gonna have a floor.
Yep.
But his injury concerns, and honestly, Andy Isabella kind of scares me because Andy Isabella is just so fucking good.
I love Andy Isabella.
Yeah, that's because you're white, Ryan.
Yeah, that's true.
What does DeAndre think about Andy Isabella?
What did you just call me?
By your real name.
DeAndre.
You should
How
be
dare you.
honored.
I think Andy Isabella is a white slot wide receiver.
Who's your miss, DJ? Who's your
If
biggest-
only Tom Brady was thrown to Andy Isabella.
Oh,
So
17 years ago.
I haven't missed out much this year, and I've
Shut
been
the
extremely
computer off.
Jesus
accurate
fucking
this
Christ.
year. But the one guy I missed on, and I'm done with him, like it was my Isaiah Crowell. It's Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake, fucking trash.
I loved
like.
Isaiah Crowell.
I still start him in every league because I don't have a fucking choice. But Kenyon Drake just isn't it. I don't know if it's the offense right now, not. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they need to get him and Edmonds more involved because Kyler Murray, to me, is a fraud at this point. They need to get the running game going more. Kyler Murray is a fucking fraud, Mikey. It's
Yeah, but
clear
we're
as day.
talking about fantasy. You were so wrong about him. because
Pitter
he continues
patter,
to be a top
pitter
5
patter.
quarterback.
He's a fucking
Wait till
fraud.
Travis Etienne's on that team next year. Then that team will be complete.
Pitter patter.
Don't you wish that on Chase Edmonds? He's so good.
Yeah,
He'll be a
no,
good backup. He'll be a
Kyler
good
Murray
backup.
Kyler Murray is a fraud.
Chase
Chase
Edmonds
Edmonds
is the next David Johnson.
Chase Edmonds is so ridiculously efficient. If they were to just give him his fucking touches, he would be a top 10 fantasy running back every week.
I think
Chase
that's
Edmonds
the
is
problem.
DeAndre Swift of Detroit right now.
I think that's the problem, though. Even Kenyon Drake isn't getting the touches. They just don't use those guys.
Didn't he have like 16 rushing attempts last week? Like,
I don't know. He scored a touchdown.
That was his
finally.
only fantasy relevant week of the season. I'm fairly confident. Like
Yeah.
he's finally scored, but I think him and Edmonds both scored.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not using their running backs like they should be. If you have a running back or quarterback that can run, I mean, there should be more read options the way that Baltimore does with Ingram and all three of their fucking running backs. So I don't think Cliff Kingsbury knows what the fuck he's doing, period.
Well, Kyler Murray is like the Josh Allen of this offense right now. Once he get by the goal line, he just runs it in.
Yeah, but he sucks, though.
Honestly, though, Chase Edmonds has seen 6 targets the last 2 weeks. He saw 5 targets week 1. Honestly, whoever drafted Kenyon Drake must just be feeling like shit right now.
Dude, the thing is, like, he's getting carries, too. He's had 16, 20, 18, 13, and 18.
I guess I'm wrong.
You need. Like,
I don't know, man.
Okay, he hasn't been dirt. Like, he hasn't lived up to where you drafted him. He's gotten 13.5, 10.5, 8.5, 3.5, and 12.5.
Well, that's like PPR, though, right?
That's half.
Oh, okay. That's
Le'Veon Bell numbers.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, but if you look
that's an Adam Gates running back. I'm surprised he hasn't traded for him yet.
If you look at his yards per carry, other than week 2, he's
like
averaged
2.3.
4.34, and then 12 yards per carry. That's far and beyond better than Kenyon Drake.
Mikey, I think we need to hit your miss yet. I can't wait to hear yours.
Well, I have 2.
Carolina,
DJ Moore. I don't think it's anyone that you guys would particularly disagree with. And with DJ Moore, was I claiming him as a wide receiver 1 this year? Absolutely.
DJ Moore is fine.
But that's the thing. I do think DJ Moore is fine. He has maintained at least a somewhat safe floor, and even on limited targets. Like last week, he only had 5 targets, and he still put up 20 fantasy points. Like,
yeah.
Granted, it was a 50-yard touchdown, but you can't take that away from his game.
Yeah.
Like, DJ Moore,
just like you can't take Cam Newton's legs away.
I will do my damnedest. No.
Exactly. But no, I would say I have 2 big misses, and they're both the number 5 overall wide receiver in PPR and the number 5 overall running back in PPR. I was so ridiculously low on Chris Carson and Stephon Diggs coming into this year, and they've both been absolutely killing it. With Chris Carson, I can't even tell you why I was so low on him, because I was significantly higher than most were before last year. I don't know what happened to me this offseason. I just decided to ignore him, and that's on me. But with Stephon Diggs, I genuinely didn't think he was going to click this well with Josh Allen. I genuinely didn't think Josh Allen was going to put it all together like this. Like, I've always been a big Josh Allen fan for fantasy purposes, but I didn't think he would actually do it in real life, and he's been fucking doing it in real life. So Stephon Diggs and Chris Carson are my 2 massive misses this year, because they are killing it right now.
I never thought Chris Carson would be so good in the receiving work, where I really thought that if Russ did cook like everyone wanted him to, that Chris Carson would end up taking a backseat, and maybe DJ Dallas or Homer would end up taking a bigger role. But Chris Carson has stayed out there on those passing plays, and he has really come alive in that receiving role, where if you look at his rushing attempts, they're definitely not as high as the other top 5 running backs in the league, but he has been so efficient in that role, and he has really been finding the end zone.
He's got 3 receiving touchdowns, but you brought up a great point. Where in the world did the phrase "let Russ cook" start? Because
I was just gonna ask that. Damn it!
You bury that.
You beat me that. You beat me to that. I don't understand who started that. Who started that?
I honestly don't know, but is it not the perfect phrase for Russell Wilson? Because he brought up in the offseason that we need to play every game like it's the 4th quarter, because every single game Pete Carroll would let's just run the ball, and then if we get behind, Russell will bring us back in the 4th quarter. And Russell must have been like, I'm sick of this shit. How about you let me throw off the start, and then we can form such a huge lead. And I think that since they've lost that Legion of Boom on defense, it's made it so Russell has definitely had to throw a lot more than usual, because if you look back, they've always been such a defensive dominant team, and Russell Wilson has just kept them in the game, and then when the defense flounders, Russell Wilson keeps him in the game, and then it's a drive where Russell Wilson has to win the game for them, and he always does, and he was just like, you know what, I want to throw in the first quarter, and I want to throw in the first quarter, and I want to come out to a huge lead, and that's what they've done this season. So I don't know what Pete Carroll did or how Russell Wilson convinced Pete Carroll to let him do it, but he did. So
that was fantastic. That was not only was that a great take by Patrick, but it was like a fantastic re-entry by Mikey. Like, I don't know how to quantify what may have been better there. Like, it was very equally done.
We gotta highlight that little snippet of the stream.
Oh, absolutely.
I just really had to piss, so I had to come back in a good way at least.
Put it this way, DJ, your re-entry was nothing compared to Mikey's.
Should have hit my dick on the screen or something.
That's the only way you would have topped it. All right, I have this question has been pressing me for a long time because mine has changed over the last couple of years, and I want to
get rid of herpes.
That was next on the list. I'll cancel that one though. I'm gonna go reverse order here because Mikey just slammed that drink. I want to know your guys' ideal hangover menu. Like, you get hammered the night before, you wake up, you're like, oh fuck, I feel like shit, I need something to eat and drink. Like, what is your go-to hangover menu? Mikey, we're kicking it off with you.
All right, so I'm a Jersey boy. I might be a Carolina Panthers fan, but I was born and raised in Jersey. I'm turning 25 next month, but I lived in Jersey for 23 of the 24 years of my life. My go-to hangover meal is just a pork roll, egg, and cheese on a bagel. Like, there is nothing better. It soaks up literally every ounce of alcohol in you and just replaces it with pork fat deliciousness. I know pork roll is only a thing in like New Jersey and New York, but go to the store, get yourself some fucking pork roll, cook it up in the morning, slide that shit on a bagel. Your hangover's gone immediately.
Nice. Like you said, I've never heard of that combination, so I don't even think I can go to a store and ask that. I don't think they would laugh at me and tell me to go like 2 time zones over. That'd be my only chance. DJ, I believe I know you well enough to know that you actually despise eating after a hangover. So I think rather than just like wake up,
I can answer.
Well, I was going to say, like, what are you having for supper that night? Then?
So here's the thing: if there are times I can, like, if I'm really drunk, there are a couple times.
You seem significantly louder than everyone else.
I am a loud person. Last weekend, I got hammered, and I woke up and I posted Pat's article, and I made breakfast.
Oh.
And when I actually
made pat on the back there.
Yeah, and when I actually am able to eat in the morning, pork rolls. If I'm actually able to eat in the morning, it's always just scrambled eggs and like bacon. Like, that's the 2 things I can like get down and start to get the body rolling again that day. It's just a simple scrambled eggs. It's quick, it's easy. Put it down, throw some onions and green peppers in there. There goes fucking Mikey again. That's all I do.
Mikey's gonna need a pork roll in the morning.
I still
a couple of them.
All right, I can get behind that, DJ.
God damn it.
Ryan, what is the go-to hangover menu for you?
Not to brag or anything, but I very rarely ever get a hangover.
Ooh.
I know, right? I think you ask my wife; she could probably tell you I might have only had once since we've been together.
Ryan, where is your wife? She's fun. Bring her over.
She's upstairs. But usually, like, look, after a long night of drinking, it's like I need something to get me going again. Like a good breakfast skillet. I don't know why they taste like shit because it's just like a combination of everything sometimes. But it's just so good at that time and moment. It's like, oh my god.
Or a popsicle.
No, that sounds disgusting.
I'll get a nice freezy pop.
You want Pedialyte?
Let me tell you guys a story. This is a true story. Not lying. I love freezy pops, all right? But there was, like, that's my true hangover. Like if I'm hungover, I can't walk, blah, 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 I throw on. So my wife and I in college, my girlfriend at the time, I got super fucking hammered. And I don't know if you've got the hangover where, like, when you try to walk, your heart beats at 100 miles per hour, you're weak, you're shaky, you can't really fucking move. So I had this hangover where I couldn't walk. My heart was beating at 1,000 miles per hour. And I had to get to my house. And she was walking home with me because we didn't have our car, so we were walking back to my place. And I was like, honestly, I just need a fucking freezy pump because I think that will push me to the end. I literally had my arm around her trying to fucking make it home on this walk. I swear to you, I swear to God, we turned the fucking corner by a dorm room, and these people were out on the side of the street on the sidewalk. They opened up this it was like, they opened up their cooler and they had Freezy Pops in there. I fucking ate one. I ran the last half a mile.
Dude, if anyone ever stores a Freezy Pop in a cooler outside, that motherfucker had vodka in it.
You know, maybe it did, but it gave me the boost I needed to fucking get home. And there's Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its are good hangover food.
And here comes Mr. Cheez-It as we speak. I love it. Mikey.
The big Cheez-Its there.
Mikey's goal in life is to have Cheez-Its sponsor anything that he even does. While he eats his Cheez-Its, I think we're on to Pat. Pat, what is the go-to tomorrow morning? What the fuck are you eating?
It's definitely tomorrow morning, because honestly, I am just in that shape where I need it tomorrow morning.
He's getting there.
I was not. I lived a sad life through high school, drinking my way through it, whatever. Until I met my girlfriend, I did not find out what the best hangover food was, and it is
pussy.
Her. Whoa! It is sausage gravy, that white gravy with sausage on biscuits. Holy shit!
Oh my god!
Good.
What time is breakfast tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh my god!
I will come out there.
I never had it
from
before.
the south.
No, she isn't honestly, but holy shit, I've never had it before in my life, and she made it for me one time. I had it. And I was like, holy shit, it's that white gravy with sausage in it.
You never had biscuits and gravy?
With a homemade biscuit and a scrambled egg with it. Holy shit.
I'm doing the double mic look right now.
It's the best. I never had it before. She just makes it so good where I've seen it in restaurants. And since she's made it, I've had it in like diners and shit. And it's not even close to what she makes.
Here in the Midwest, they call it biscuits and gravy. It's standard.
Yeah. No, but
I think they call it that everywhere.
No, but biscuits and gravy then with eggs in the morning. It's the best. It's the best.
So we've now confirmed all five of us either married or have a girlfriend. Oh Jesus. Who is most likely to be catfishing the rest of the group and actually doesn't have a significant other? They're just faking telling stories.
I'm pretty sure it's DJ. Because there's no way the stories that we hear him tell or the way that he is so addicted to gambling that anyone would stick behind him during his gambling.
Have you seen the stories him and my wife have had?
That's true as well.
On our chat, am I cute? The first thing out of his mouth, am I cute?
No, does she think I'm cute? Yeah, fair enough.
The one thing I'll say about DJ, like I've seen his wife. However, it's been like a year. She may have left him. She may have died. She might be in the background, or not the background, the backyard, in the same hole that we put the Russ Cooks person in right now. Like that's literally where she could be. I haven't seen her in years.
Oh man, I'm pretty sure that he's just dumped her in the backyard and be like, "Sorry, honey, I gotta film Friday Night Lines tonight. I hope you don't mind me using your debit card."
Well, that's funny. Like, it could be me because it's like I'm doing this video content Friday, Saturday night. Who can do this shit with a wife and a child? Like, I don't know. I killed them both. Whatever.
Hey, no, honey, I hope you don't mind me putting 86,000 units on Green Bay tonight. Okay.
Yeah, I think it would be Mikey because redheads don't exist and we don't allow them to be in this earth. So, like, I think it's Mikey has the fake girlfriend because they're not real. They have no souls.
True, actually, that could be true. Every time he posts a picture of them, she kind of looks like pixelated.
Yeah,
like he might have just thrown
I think
her in.
He's just really good at Photoshop.
Photoshops are into it.
Like, we need evidence.
Here's the thing. You know how I say that my fiance is a redhead? Well, a redhead is code for orange hair and orange.
Orange.
I'm just married to Jesus at this point, man.
Oh,
orange.
That's a heady play, actually. That's a heady play. I also want to go around the room with this question. Pat, I'm going to start with you. How many times per day would you guess that you check your fantasy apps?
Oh my god! I don't think I ever. It's funny because I have an iPhone. I mean, I don't know if you guys have iPhone or Android, but I'm addicted to whenever I leave an app, I always hit it where it shows all the windows I have open and I close them, you know, the shit I don't need. I always leave my sleeper and my Yahoo open for some reason. I have that like addiction where I have to leave those open so I can get to them quicker. So I don't even think I ever even leave those apps, to be honest.
Dude, I'm right there with you. I would ask you, Mikey, but you're chewing and you're about to take another swallow. So let's go to Ryan.
I don't look at them as often as you think I do. Like sometimes my wife's like, she's like, "What are you looking at? Fantasy?" I'm like, "No, car parts."
Porn.
Oh,
yeah, porn.
Same thing.
No, I mean like, I look at them probably 10, 12 times a day. But you know, it's like always like, oh, what if I wonder if this player's available? Oh, fuck, he's not. But it's only like, you know, it's always like, it's weird when you're looking at it.
I don't know what it is. The funny thing is, like when I look at it, like right after the Monday game, like I'm setting my lineup for the next week, and then I kind of like tinker with it from there. And I feel like DJ, you just said, I feel like you're the opposite. I feel like I look at your lineup, it'll be like Saturday evening. You'll have like 3 dudes on bye that are still in there, and I'm like, how do you even live with yourself?
I agree, dude. I only look like 6-7 times a day, depending on the days. They have to be made like Tuesday night or Monday night. I'm probably not looking at all. Tuesday, I don't look till like I look once or twice, and then I don't look till later, and then that's when I start making fucking moves. But when I do, it's just like full concentration. Like I'm doing it, but I don't do it a ton. I don't do it a lot. No, it's Sunday morning is when I spend most of my time on there. But I'm not like I know what I have the courage of my convictions, and I'm like I'm gonna do this. And if I don't get this guy, then I'll do that. But it's not like checking 500 times a day for me.
Oh my god, it's so bad because honestly, I will admit that throughout the week, when I'm at work or whatever, if I have a few minutes, if I'm done with the podcast or whatever, I will go onto my next week's matchup, see who I'm playing, see who they have on bye, set my lineup. So it honestly like makes me cringe when I look at my next week or the week after or even the week after that, and I see, holy shit, I have a player on bye that week. I will set my player in or whoever's on my bench who's not on bye that week, and I will look to trade for, if I need someone who's on bye that week, I will look to trade for 3 or 4 weeks in advance.
You start panicking, right?
That's incredible.
Seriously.
Yeah, exactly. I started doing the same, like, oh shit, this guy's on bye. Like, Russell Wilson's on bye next week. What do I do?
Yeah, no, honestly, that's just for, like, because we all have our main league, right? Like, we could be in 20, 30 leagues like we all are, you know. We're fantasy analysts. We always want to talk about this shit, but we all have that one main league. Like I'll say, I mean, Mikey showed it earlier, but we all have that one, you know, that one main league that we're in.
My main league is whatever I'm doing best in that year.
Yeah, right.
That we put the money in. I mean, I'm in a huge money league, you know, and this is, you know,
every one of my leagues is huge money.
As much as this is a huge money league, this is, yeah, Mikey, hell yeah, flex baby,
get a picture of
flex
that
baby.
this guy
Hell yeah, this is gonna be the thumbnail. It's gonna be a thumbnail for the stream. But
Mikey,
as much as we love the money that we win from these leagues, it's all about pride. Those are the leagues that we take the most serious. Where we know everyone that's in the league. It's all personal. We talk the most shit. We want it whenever we play those people that we talk the most shit to. We have to win. We have to fucking win. So those are the leagues that I take serious. And honestly, I will look weeks in advance to see who I need to get for those weeks so I can beat those people. And honestly, whenever I get a second, I'm always looking into that shit. So it has to be at least 30 to 40 times a day that I'm opening that sleeper app.
Just so you guys know, I bet money line North Carolina live twice tonight so far.
That seems wild.
Yeah, because they're down fucking 17-0. They just punched it in. I'm gonna hit the money line in North Carolina tonight, and I'm gonna be fucking loaded.
Yeah, FSU sucks.
Hey, loaded, because this is Open the Can, Mikey, the Loaded Box Podcast.
We got damn right.
Mikey, what's higher, the number of times you look at your fantasy app per day, or the number of times you dive into a bag of Cheez-Its?
I don't know. They both have to be double digits every day. Like I guarantee, like I'll turn my phone on here, and I guarantee the first thing that opens up is MFL. You hit this. My next thing is fantasy. The next thing is Yahoo. The next thing is Twitter. So I am constantly living on my fantasy app. Admittedly, Sleeper is by far my least favorite fantasy app, which is funny because that's where we have our loaded box Dynasty League, which is where
man.
They break news quick though.
I love it. Yeah, that's what it's all about. The news.
Half of the guys in that league keep trying to send me shit for Aaron Jones, and when I say shit for Aaron Jones, I literally mean like shit. Like somebody tried. I forget who it was. Whoever is it Anson? Maybe it's either Anson or like. I don't know.
Probably Jacob.
PG90. Whoever.
Yep, Jacob.
Yeah, that's Jacob.
Someone keeps trying to trade
That's it,
me
Pat?
like a rookie, like
Hold
T.
on.
Higgins and Mike Williams for Aaron
Keep
Jones
going.
or something like that. And
Going.
if they're watching this, I just want to tell you, fuck off, dude.
Jacob does that to me. Jacob does the same thing to me. He's listening to this shit for like Josh Jacobs. I'm like, jump off a fucking bridge and go watch your three kids.
And then I rejected the trade, and he messages me, and he goes, hey, are you willing to trade Aaron Jones? And I said, yeah, I'm willing to trade whoever for the right price. He goes, okay, what about a first-round pick, straight up? I'm like, dude, you're going to need to give me your next, like, 3 first-round picks. Aaron Jones is a top 3 running back right now. Like, I'm not taking this for Aaron Jones. He's like, all right, whatever. But, yeah, to answer your question, I would say I dive into a box of Cheez-Its, I would say close to 10 times a day. Fantasy apps, I check them over 10 times a day. Easy.
Yeah.
I think I check them 10 times by lunchtime.
Honestly, just to comment on what Mikey was saying, I think it's fantastic when people try to trade, and especially in season long, you know the trash that they're trying to dump off in their league. Where my league, my home league, you know, the serious league we all take pride in, we're so savage where we will screenshot the trash ass trades that people try to send and throw them in the chat so everyone knows the trash that people are trying to trade.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Where
That's
it's funny
mean,
because
man.
it'll
That's
always
I'm gonna do that right now.
No, it'll always be like a 3-for-1 or a 4-for-1 trade when they're just trying to throw in their trash, and people will just completely blast them, and it's, oh my god, it always gets personal and shit gets wild, but we all know each other at the end of the day, and it's like people will just say the most savage shit when it comes to fantasy chat. It's fantastic, and honestly, I think that that's what makes a home league so good, is when you take so much pride in what your team does, and that, like, you have to at least make the playoffs or go far in the playoffs. If not, you can't say shit in the league because it's so intimidating.
You guys want to hear something funny right now? I got a trade offer. I got 2 trade offers from the same person. I'm 1-4 in this league. He's offered me his rookie pick next year, which is a first-round pick because that's the way we play. And I sent him either Mike Davis or Aaron Jones. And he has Christian McCaffrey, and which he can't play right now. So what do I do right now live on? Do I deny him or do I accept him?
What's the trade? Go over it again.
You can get a first rounder for Mike Davis.
Yeah.
No,
Say
accept it.
absolutely
You're
right
gonna
now.
smash it.
Yeah,
Smash
hit it
accept.
now. You're late. Hit it already.
Holy
wait,
shit.
hang on. Before I hit it, it's an auction league. So right off the bat, I get a rookie pick next year. Right off the bat, 50 cents is the most expensive I'll spend on him. So it could be it could be Waddle next year, I guess.
There's math in your league. I am out.
I don't even
Mario
know what
won
to
it
say.
for.
Dude, I don't even know why you're asking us, honestly.
Look,
you're
speaking of
drunk?
someone
'Cause it's
who's a
fun?
massive Panthers fan,
Because it's fun.
With a
I like
monkey?
that.
offered anything, like a second round pick for Mike Davis,
Yeah.
you
McCaffrey.
take that immediately. Because look, Mike Davis has been awesome with Christian McCaffrey out. There's no disputing Mike Davis has been awesome. He's been a top 5, top 10 fantasy running back since Christian McCaffrey went out. Christian McCaffrey will be back by week 8 at the very latest. By then, Mike Davis is going to be an afterthought. At the very most, Mike Davis is going to see 5, maybe 6 touches a game. Once Christian McCaffrey's back, I'm sorry, Mike Davis is just hitting the back burner. If you can get any value from him at all, especially a fucking first-round pick in the situation, you have to do it.
All right, done. It's done. I hit accept.
Show it.
I send
Show
it.
it on this. Show it. Show it.
Can show it. DJ had his hand up. Is what?
I
is
didn't
the
have a
point
question.
still
I was
relevant
just-
or no?
I was just gonna say, as the host and leader of Lord
See,
Box,
I run it on my phone.
there it is.
No one can read
There
that.
It says rookie pick. I gained a rookie pick out of it, so I got 2 rookie picks next year.
There you
go.
go. Good for you, man. Good pick.
So I was just going to say, as the host and leader of the Loaded Box podcast and video content, if any of you need to jump out at any time, go ahead. I think Ben's still got a little while in him, and I'm ready to hang around for a little bit. So I'm ready to keep this rolling. But if any of you guys need to jump out, just do it.
That's what you wanted to say? You wanted to tell people they can leave if they need to? Like,
oh, shit, Mikey showed a nipple.
I don't want anybody to feel like they're fucking trapped in our prison because we're the Loaded Box.
What if I needed to leave, DJ? What would happen if I needed to leave?
Jeez, that's good point. Good point. I love that he was no.
What if I needed to leave, DJ?
You're not allowed to leave, but the other two are allowed to leave.
Yeah, you could have like private messaged Ryan and Mikey on the side at this point.
Yeah, that's true. But I just want to say it. I like this. I don't give a fuck. I don't hide shit. This is what I do. I keep it open. This is Lower Box Podcast. I'm chief of video content. Let's fucking go.
Chief of video content. Holy shit. Has anyone seen that Friday Night Lines live stream?
Toaster that DJ's recording on?
Dude, get a better camera, get a better headset, and then we can talk about Chief of live stream, okay?
Nobody's more electric than me, motherfucker.
How about you get a computer that can actually handle a live stream instead of... You're pretty much just offshore, employment right now.
I am electric. I am a fucking sonic flash. I'm more than an electric factory. I am a
let me do some homework. You guys figure this out. I got to do a quick homework assignment. You guys go with another topic.
I don't even know why you even spoke that if you're going to fucking tell us that you're going to do something else.
Well, because I interrupted to say something and then I stopped.
DJ, I got to ask you. You were on Friday Night Lines last night. Out of all of the picks you gave us for the NFL last night, which one is your bona fide 100% this will hit if it doesn't end me now?
You know it's going to be the Green Bay one. Why are you even asking that question?
I'm going to give you the Packers because I know that's what everybody expects. There is one that I loved, and it was the Vikings -3.5 versus the Falcons. Love it.
Oh, my God. Fuck the Falcons.
I think
you think the Jaguars? Jaguars +3?
No. Shut up. Why would I ever bet the Jaguars plus anything?
They're going to the Lions.
What do you
I don't bet bad games.
Atlanta right now that so Atlanta is essentially starting over completely from scratch. They don't have a real head coach right now. Not that they actually had one when Dan Quinn was still there, but what do you expect to happen with Atlanta this week?
Same shit that's been happening anyways. Everybody was like, oh, they're gonna get it right against Green Bay, they're angry. Oh, they're gonna get it right against Carolina, they're angry. They don't have the ability, the skill set to get it right. They're just not a good football team. So you can't sit here and say, oh, they're going to get it right. They're angry. No, they're not good. I'm sick of fucking hearing that. And they're Vikings played really well against Seattle this last week. I just don't think they have a shot in this game. They're not a good football team. And I'm done hearing anybody talk about Atlanta getting angry and putting out this offensive output. Matt Ryan is scared, seeing ghosts. The Falcons are not a good football team. It's that plain and simple.
Yeah, I completely agree, to be honest with you. I think if I had to pick one game or one betting line that I would choose Minnesota there as well. Atlanta's looked like a complete mess. I know Julio Jones is coming back this week, but Pat, I know you've said it multiple times this week. With Julio Jones coming back, he's probably just going to be a decoy out there. I mean, speaking from a fantasy perspective, if you have Julio Jones on your team, you're probably forced to start him this week because, you don't bench Julio Jones if he's active. And I'm currently fucked in multiple leagues, but we won't talk about that. But yeah, Atlanta is absolutely abysmal. I was talking to one of my buddies earlier today, and he said that there's a very real possibility that Atlanta has a top 2, top 3 pick in the NFL draft next year. Do you think they go Trevor Lawrence and just get rid of Matty Ice straight up?
No,
no.
Yeah.
Dude, there's been so much talk right now of Matt Ryan even being traded already.
No.
And they just go with Matt Schaub.
I honestly...
Here he comes.
Are you going to keep Pat?
I'm not even a huge Falcons fan, but I think that would just be the worst decision. Honestly, I don't see them being worse enough to even get Trevor Lawrence, where I think that the 1.01 will end up being Trevor Lawrence, and I don't even think the Falcons will be low enough to even get that.
So the Jets get him, so they have him, and then they have freaking Darnold going against him. You have a shitty team already. Why would they have two quarterbacks and ruin freaking Trevor Lawrence right then and there?
The fact that the Jets and Adam Gase are failing this hard, they have to fire Adam Gase before the season's over, right?
Can we all agree? Adam Gase. It's Adam Gase. He's a.
Can we all agree? Coach. Honestly, can we get a vote? I want to vote from right now. Who thinks that Adam Gase will be fired before the end of the season?
No, he made it farther than Matt Patricia has. What the fuck is wrong with that?
Yeah, they both are going to get fired before the end of the season.
Matt Patricia, he has a playbook in his hand, which is really the Coney Island fucking menu. I don't know what the hell he's looking at.
I can't even believe. Oh my God, him! Like, I respect Mike Vrabel so much for even being a coach that has come on it, because you hear all this stuff about. Oh my God, he came from the Andy Reid tree of coaches. Oh, Sean McVay. Oh, and then you look at fucking Bill Belichick's tree of coaches, and you see fucking in Detroit, and it's like so pitiful to even look at that.
What you see is Matt Patricia gained 60 fucking pounds. Is what you see. Nothing got any better. The Lions still suck ass.
It's sad. It's sad.
Let's get loaded.
And then you got the Miami Dolphins down here, who are gonna have another top pick because the Houston Texans got traded away their pick.
Yeah, slow down, man.
They're going to have picks 30 and 32. I mean, what is what it is.
They're going to have pick 13.
They're going to trade for the Packers and the Saints or something.
Where I wanted to go about 5-10 minutes ago, and you guys all have listened to the podcast and listen often enough where you might understand where I'm going with this. But
I download, I don't listen.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Leave a review, subscribe, rate, review. That'd be great. My favorite part of DJ podcasting is, have you guys heard the song? I think the name is Jeremiah. It's called Birthday Sex.
Oh, God.
At least 2 or 3 times per episode, I want to break out and start singing this song.
I'm going to play it on the stream.
I'll ask DJ a question, and he'll go, and the lyric is, girl, you know why you know why
I know what you're talking about.
It crushes me every time, and I literally wish I had like the production ability so that every time you said that, like I could just implement that lyric instead of having you go.
That would be good. That would be good. I would like that.
It kills me. It's fantastic, but that's what you have to do when you have a CFEO as good as DJ. Here it is. Yeah, that's baby.
That's DJ.
That's DJ. That's DJ asking if I should bet on the Bears or not.
That sounds exactly like DJ. That's the perfect. Oh my God. That's so good.
I've loved every second of that. I know Ryan just went to get a beer, and he can probably relate to this, but I feel like DJ can as well. But since Patrick and Mikey are not yet married, I need to ask the young guys.
They're getting married to each other.
Yeah, you guys gonna get married. No, and I know Ryan can relate to this. Patrick and Mikey, have you guys started your collection of plastic bags yet?
Oh my God. That's so funny because we have one of those like I don't even know how to explain it. It's this long like cotton thing where you shove all your plastic bags in.
Yep.
And we have it in the closet door where it's gone to the point where it's so full where I just have to throw away our plastic bags at this point. Where I told my girlfriend where every time we go shopping, I bag up all the bags. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to put them in the closet. And she's like, no, fuck you. We have to throw those away because you're just hoarding those plastic bags at this point. And I'm like, what? We could use them. I'm pretty sure we could use these plastic bags at some point. He's like, no, fuck you. We have to throw them away. So I'm like, okay. So I end up throwing away all of my plastic shopping bags away at this point. But I still have a bag of, or whatever you call it, just shoved with plastic bags at this point in my closet. Like right now, just in case we need a plastic bag.
what age does that start as Mikey takes a big pull?
I don't know, because I wish I knew, because my
Soon as you buy a
grandmother
house.
always had that, and I always thought that was an old person thing. But
is.
I'm doing it at this point, and I'm like, holy shit.
As soon as you
Mikey.
buy a house, you have all the plastic bags.
Yeah, you absolutely do, and you collect them like they're fucking gold. They're
Yeah.
worth nothing. You get $1 million more every time you go shopping.
I just have 1,000 to shove. So here's what I do. I use them every single day because they are my lunch bag. When I go to
That's
work,
what I
I
was
put my
doing, yeah.
leftovers in my plastic bags and I take them, or I grill and I dump the charcoal from the previous one into my plastic bag. So I actually use them a lot.
Well, wait, hold on.
For my
Listen,
last
this is-
grill.
Plastic bag for
this is
charcoal.
moving fast. This is moving fast.
What?
We need to slow down. Let's slow down. Take a breath. Let's first go to Mikey. Mikey, do you have a collection of plastic bags?
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a.
Yeah.
There it is.
Look at this. It's a plastic bag just full
Plastic
of
bags.
plastic bags. Can you believe that? I guess that's what happens when you own a house.
Yeah.
Look, they're spilling all over the place. It's just plastic
Can
bags
you believe that?
full of plastic
Mine's
bags.
a paper bag. Mine's a paper bag.
And then when you go Christmas shopping, you're like, oh my god, that's a big plastic bag. I put more of my plastic bags in it.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
brown ones too. They matter.
Brown bags matter.
Brown bag lives matter. Don't forget.
Oh, Jesus. So, Mikey, you have one of these as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And mine's kind of a boring answer, but we have cats. So we just fill all of our plastic bags with cat shit and bring it out to the dumpster every day.
Oh, you're a cat person? Get a dog, bro. Be an adult.
Yes! Cats suck.
See, here's the thing. I was
Cats
a
are
dog
the
person
worst.
growing up. I always had dogs growing up. We got cats like about a year and a half ago now. Dude, cats are the coolest fucking animal.
Nah,
They're
I
the
don't
biggest
think so.
assholes
I
in
don't
the
think they
world.
are. I really
Listen,
don't think they are.
Speaking as someone who has owned multiple
Kyler
dogs.
Murray's
throughout
not
their life-
athletic.
It's like a male and DJ.
Speaking as someone who has owned multiple dogs throughout their life, and speaking of someone who currently owns 2 cats, cats are so much fucking cooler, dude. You don't have to take them out
What?
constantly. You don't have to make arrangements when you go away to vacation. You just put their fucking litter box and fill their food bowl up, and they're good to go. They're so independent. You don't have to treat them like a fucking child.
I would hate the fucking newspapers.
You're telling me to grow up and get a dog. Grow up and get a cat. Man up.
Come here, bud.
Fucking get an independent fucking animal. It's great. It's
Come here, bud.
fantastic owning a
Come here,
cat. Anyway, all of my cat shit goes straight into my massive plastic bag thing.
There you go.
Your poor dog.
Don't get me wrong. I still love dogs. I want a dog someday, so bad.
The
But
best thing is, so Patrick was
Good
able
boy.
to find his dog because dogs are personable. Yeah, but you couldn't even go find your cat right now because it's being an asshole somewhere.
It'd claw you because it's an asshole.
no, it depends on how you raise him. My cat fucking sleeps on my chest every night.
That's bullshit.
So you don't have a girlfriend.
That's the
Hey.
pussy you've been talking about this whole time.
Hey, I've got 2 pussies. That's okay. They're both
Well
cats.
done. Next point here that evolved from that question was the fact that DJ said when he grills, he throws leftover charcoal into a plastic bag. Couple of questions here. So I'm of the belief, and this works great.
No, here goes Ben.
You have leftover charcoal. All you gotta do is close the vents, put the cap on. That shit works the next time as well. So 1, why aren't you doing that? 2, do you wait forever? Isn't that shit hot? Wouldn't it just melt through a plastic bag? What are you doing?
What do you mean? Leftover charcoal from a previous grill, like 2 days before.
Okay, so you.
So it's not
you
going to melt
slid-
through the bag.
You slid by my question. I thought you were doing it like immediately afterwards.
No. Like
You
in my
don't need to
previous
throw
grill,
it
that
out.
charcoal,
It would melt right through.
that's not going to work at all anymore that I used to.
Works.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's why it takes 15 hours for you to fucking grill.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
all
hey,
natural
hey!
gas.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
all
wait, wait,
natural
wait!
gas.
Hey, we got a chat question. Mixin or JT?
Who the fuck is asking football questions?
Mixon or Jake this week?
Yep.
Mixing against the Ravens or JT against.
Yep.
Who was the
KD
other
one?
got
Mixon's not
mixing
against
against
the
the
Ravens.
Ravens or
Oh, yeah,
JT against the Bengals. I think they're playing the
Bengals.
Bengals.
Like I said, who's asking football questions?
I would go JT.
I think if you have to pick between one of those, are you playing in like an 8-team league? Like Who the fuck has to pick between Jonathan Taylor or Joe Mixon? There has to be other options.
RB drafters.
There has to be a better option than.
Why?
You have to play both of them.
You go
honestly.
JT. You go JT.
Joe Mixon's playing against the Colts, who are right now one of the best run defenses in the league.
Yeah, I don't get it. So my internet kind of went out there for a second. Is this an 8 or a 10-man league, or what happened there? How are
Let's see. We're waiting for Kevin D. More detail.
I'm literally. I have both those guys in the league, and I'm excited to start both of them because
I think Jonathan Taylor easily.
He says he has Zeke and Madison. So you would have to play those two. You would have to play Zeke and Madison.
For sure.
And then it's either Mixon
then you
or
play
JT.
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. I think so too.
Yeah. I still think, Mixon might get the volume, but I think JT has a better chance.
Oh, it's an 18 league. Okay. Okay, so I respect that. I respect that. Okay. 18 league. He has Zeke and Madison. He's obviously going to play them. Can we all agree?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, Jonathan Taylor's going to score a touchdown for sure.
Okay.
I'd go Taylor for the upside.
Yeah, Taylor.
I know he's starting this week, and it's probably the right move, but having Alexander and Madison in an 18 league is ballsy in itself, isn't it?
I agree. That's like one of those where I'm completely against having
might just pick him
handcuffs.
up, though.
We all know that Madison is a handcuffs.
Juju?
Can we? Okay.
Yeah, but he could pick him up on the waiver wire. So,
okay, there's something
you pick and play.
There's something I want to get. I want to ask you guys all a question.
I want to be on whatever Mikey's on right now.
I know, right? It's tequila. You know it's tequila. Stop talking like you don't know what he's on.
Should I grab my tequila bottle?
Okay. I'm gonna pull the mic up close to my face.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
You talk. Wait,
okay.
Oh, but what the fuck is DJ? Oh, no,
how do you guys feel about handcuffs? Because it's such a topic where I don't. Wait, hold on. Another question. Miles Sanders, Raheem Mostert, Antonio Gibson, full PPR. It's Miles Sanders, right? It has to be Miles Sanders.
Even against Baltimore, I'm still starting Miles Sanders because, one, Miles Sanders is the most talented out of all of them. Two, Miles Sanders is going to see the most opportunity out of all of them. And three, Miles Sanders is going to be in a negative game script, which typically for a running back you don't want. But as a guy like Miles Sanders who can catch the ball, and Carson Wentz isn't going to have Deshaun Jackson or Alshon Jeffrey to throw to. It's going to be the fucking Travis Fulgham show again, whoever the fuck that is.
Zach Ertz is going off this weekend.
No, he's not. He's dust.
Miles,
he's dust.
Miles Sanders.
You're dust.
If you only gave me
Miles
Sanders' receptions and reception yards, I'd still rather have him over Zach.
My favorite thing is as soon as Pat said, "What do you guys think about handcuffs?" Me and DJ were both thought he was talking about bedroom activities. And then you guys started actually talking about running backs. I was like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
Running back handcuffs are a waste of roster space.
See, that burned me last year.
I have to disagree because
it depends on the year, Mikey.
But no. Before this year, I was not team handcuff whatsoever. But as a guy who has Christian McCaffrey, I know if I would have had Mike Davis, I wouldn't be 2-3 this year. I'd be fucking 4-1 or 5-0. You want your fucking handcuff.
But how many people know that's gonna happen? You gotta think. You go Christian McCaffrey. You go Saquon Barkley, Zeke Elliott.
It's two conversations. It's two conversations. It's are you taking that running back? Are you getting that guy on the waiver wire, or are you taking him at the end of your draft? Because that's what burned me last year. I took all these handcuffs at the end of the draft, and it fucking burned me.
Well, it all depends on how big your roster is. So, in my Yahoo League, you only get 15 guys on your roster. I'm not taking a fucking handcuff if I only have 15 guys on my roster, and I'm expected to start 9 or 10 of them every week. But if you're in a dynasty league or you're in like a deep roster league where you're housing 20 to 25 guys, I think at that point you do 100% need to make sure you get your handcuff for your RB1 or RB2. Like, for example, Christian McCaffrey goes down, Mike Davis is an RB1. If Aaron Jones goes down, Jamal Williams is an absolute RB1 immediately. If Adrian, I mean, not that this is a handcuff situation, but if Adrian Peterson sits out tomorrow with an illness, DeAndre Swift is going to go off and put up at least top 15 to top 18 running back numbers.
But the Lions wouldn't do that. They'd be Kerryon Johnson. It's Matt Patricia. He has a Belichick way. He won't play a rookie.
It doesn't matter. It's still a different guy. It's still a handcuff.
But regardless, if you have a league where you're hosting 20 or more players on your roster, I 1,000% would try to get that handcuff by the end of your draft. And perfect situation,
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison.
Right.
We know for a fact
Yep.
Dalvin Cook is never healthy for all 16 games. If you
Right.
draft, I'm sorry, but if you drafted Dalvin Cook and you didn't leave your draft, even in a 15-person draft, if you didn't leave your draft without taking Alexander Madison,
You fucked up.
I'm sorry, but you fucked up. Like,
Yep.
if you have a guy that's that good and has a
I
handcuff
100% believe that.
that's decent, you got to do it.
Well, who thought like Mike Davis was going to walk into the Christian McCaffrey role and do what he did, or what he's done already? Exactly. No. Even you didn't even know that was going to happen. So who's going to draft me in a 20+ team league? Like, I had him on my bench in a dynasty league, and I didn't know who the fuck Mike Davis was. I remember him on the Chicago Bears.
All right. Between Gibson and Mostert, what are you guys thinking?
Most
I had to go. You gotta go.
It's Mostert, right?
You gotta go.
Yeah.
$100.
I'm in PPR.
Yeah. I have a question like that.
What's the scoring? You gotta let us know, Matt.
He said full. I think he said full PPR.
Nah, Kevin said that, but what's Mo thinking? We gotta get from the chat.
Who the fuck is Kevin?
Who the fuck? I'm going straight off the chat right now since we are live streaming.
Oh, we're live. Shit.
Yeah, we're live as shit, bro.
These old dinosaurs who go straight off MP3 to podcast might not understand that.
Hey! I'm the oldest one fucking here. Shut the fuck up.
Respect your elders, Patty.
Yeah. I can still jump.
Full PPR out of Kevin. Kevin did say it was full PR and that full PPR, and that was he got Madison off of waivers.
Okay, that makes sense then. I can get behind that. DJ, I have to pick between Jamal Williams and Philip Lindsay this week. Yeah. What the hell is going to happen? Because I think that game with the Buccaneers, if their front plays that well against Jones and they have to pass to running back, they're going to end up going to Jamal Williams. So I think he might be the guy.
Why? Wait, what? Huh? What the fuck are you saying?
I'm talking about the guy that caught 7 of 7 targets last time he played.
Yeah, that's because we didn't have any wide receivers, and we had 4 tight ends, and he was one of the wide receivers. So you want me to play
Philip Lindsay over Jamal Adams?
Yeah, 100%.
Melvin Gordon's not playing tomorrow. You gotta play.
It's not even close at all.
Really?
Illness.
The Patriots?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, another question. Hold on.
The Buccaneers defense is better.
Okay.
Hold on, Pat. Pat takes precedent. He's the executive.
Julio, Robert Woods, Odell, DJ Chark, CeeDee Lamb. Which 2 of those do you start?
Write these down?
Is this a 4-team league?
It has to be. I know.
Hold that down. Say that again. I gotta write it down.
I got it.
Okay.
Say it again.
Let me
I
put
heard
that
Odell.
in the chat. Hold on. We really want to answer this, Kevin.
I think I heard.
Jesus Christ, that's a hard 2 to start.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking. Let me put this in the chat for you guys.
Put it in the chat. I want to see it.
I can see it. I'm on YouTube right now. I can look at it.
While he puts it in the chat, are you guys that anti-Jamal
Julio? Hold on. Listen. Julio, Robert Woods, Odell Beckham, DJ Chark. Chark is injured, and CeeDee Lamb. I think it has to be Woods and Lamb.
How many are we doing? 2?
I'd go Julio still.
2.
Here's the thing. Going back to what I was saying earlier, if Julio plays, even if we think he's going to be a decoy, you can't sit Julio because the upside with Julio Jones is off the fucking charts.
So Julio and Lamb, right? It has to be Julio and Lamb,
out of these 2, I would say Julio and Lamb. I am 100% tempted to start Robert Woods because he is awesome. But if Julio is on the field, I'm not benching him no matter what. And if you gave me CeeDee Lamb versus any of the other 3 guys, I'm taking CeeDee Lamb 10 out of 10 times.
I'm going Julio and Woods, 100%.
I'm going Julio and Woods as well. I love the.
Me too.
Why I give Woods the nod over Lamb? Lamb, yeah, you're getting Dalton. You're getting a guy that's been there before, but we haven't seen it to come to fruition yet. Dude, I was looking at Robert Woods' stats earlier today, and look at him over his career. The dude is the model of consistency, and now he plays the 49ers, who just got torched by the Dolphins passing game. You think the Rams aren't going to do something fairly similar? Even if the dude only catches 5 balls, it's probably good for 80 and a touchdown.
Well, another way to look at it too is
wait. He forgot to include Allen Robinson, so it has to be Julio and Robinson, right?
Oh yeah, yep.
Julio and Robinson.
Listen to me, whoever you are, if you bench Allen Robinson for anyone in the entire universe, I will come after you. I will hunt you down, sir.
Slam tequila, slam tequila, slam tequila, slam tequila.
All right, guys. Now Matt's got a question of help me pick 2 running backs between Mark Ingram, Philip Lindsay, Hines, or DeAndre Swift.
It has to be Lindsay. Lindsay has to be the number 1 because Melvin Gordon is out. So I think that Lindsay has to be 1. So it's either
I'm for Swift for some reason. I don't know why.
Swift. I think so too.
It's just a gut feeling.
I wouldn't take Hines because honestly, he's too game script dependent. Where I really think against Cincinnati that Indianapolis will just feed Taylor. I mean, I know
he was week 1 game scripted. That was it. He hasn't done shit since week 1.
I completely agree. So I think it has to be Lindsay and Swift.
2.
This is a classic example of a 0 running back strategist, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we going with Lindsay and Swift?
I'd go Ingram and Lindsay.
Ingram. I wouldn't trust anyone. I know that Baltimore has such a great offense, but when it comes to Ingram, Edwards, Gus Edwards, and J.K. Dobbins, I wouldn't trust anyone. They're They're so sketchy to even try because that's not even game script dependent. That's completely just however you think.
It's luck. It's luck.
It's completely luck. So when it comes to season long and redraft leagues, we want to go for the highest floor possible. No matter how deep your league is, we want to go for highest floor possible. And when it comes to Ingram, Lindsay, Hines, or Swift, I think with the receiving work that Swift is getting, it has to be Lindsay and Swift.
I love Swift this week. I can't explain it. It's hard to explain. It's just like
Lindsay
gut feeling.
See, I'm between Lindsay and Ingram and Lindsay and Swift. I could fight either way. I'm 50-50, so I won't be too strong on that.
Okay, so by the sound...
Peterson had an illness.
Well, we got a bunch more or what?
Yeah, we got a couple.
We got another one. We got 12 league PPR, Jamison Crowder, Devin Singletary, or Terry McLaurin. Honestly,
Crowder.
I think it has to be Crowder.
Yeah.
Oh, Crowder easily. Crowder's a wide receiver 1 right now.
Yeah.
Crowder's been fantastic this year.
He's been unbelievable.
Who do the Washington football team have?
How do you do that?
Giants.
You guys don't like McLaurin over him?
I just Crowder has been unbelievable. You can't right now. You can't bench Crowder.
Crowder is playing with Flacco.
You can't bench Crowder right now. He scored with
Bradbury. Always bench a Jets player.
But Bradbury's going to be on McLaurin right now. Yeah. Bradbury's been shutting down wide receiver 1s.
Bradbury is playing so where honestly, you will look like a stud when you sit. You will look like a stud when you sit Terry McLaurin.
Catch a ball.
Listen. You will look like a stud when you sit Terry McLaurin as much as you want to. Trust me, I'm as much of a Terry McLaurin truther as it comes, but you will look like a stud if you sit Terry McLaurin because Bradbury has been looking like. Honestly, such a stud.
Alexander?
He has just been looking like one of the best lockdown corners that you can get, and not a lot of people are looking at that right now because if you look on his projected points through the week on whatever platform you're playing on, he's probably projected from 10 to 15 points, but honestly, he'll probably get less than that. So. I would probably sit him this week.
What happens when the Dolphins slap Byron Jones on Jamison Crowder?
Don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
The Dolphins stink.
That a top 5 cornerback that just shut down all the 49ers wide receivers?
Not even a top 10.
Okay. They have 2 top 10 cornerbacks.
Not even top 10. Jai Alexander's number 1 right now.
Oh, well, it doesn't make him not top 10.
Crowder has been seeing 13 targets. I mean, I know he sat week 2 and week 3, but from week 1, 4, and 5, he's been seeing 13 targets, 10 targets, and 10 targets. How are you going to sit someone who sees at least 10 targets a game?
He thought the Dolphins were like this just absolute monster because they played against themselves in the preseason. So
I'm sorry. If you want my honest opinion, I'm telling you to play Terry McLaurin.
Everybody else says Crowder. Move on.
It's
Who's
between him and
next?
Crowder.
Yeah,
It's between him and
Crowder.
but I
Okay,
go with McLaurin.
another
If
question.
you want to
Another
win,
question.
take him. Next question.
Next
PPR
question.
Crowder.
Hold on.
Can we get on to one of my questions?
Debo, Fulgham, or Chark?
Don't
Yes.
use Chark.
Fulgham. Trade Fulgham.
Trade Fulgham. Honestly, that's the best.
Get him off your
After
team as
last
fast as you
week,
can.
You should be trading
he's a sell high
Fulgham.
motherfucker. Can't.
Yeah. Get him gone. Sell him now.
He just got cut from Detroit, didn't he? Before he even got to Philadelphia, I'm pretty sure he got cut from Detroit. So
Yeah,
I would
just like
be
Tanya.
trading him.
Detroit doesn't like good players. We like to get rid of them.
What was the other option with Fulgham outside of
Debo.
Chark? So Debo's got the Rams and Fulgham.
Bench.
has-
I would never. I would not play any San
The
Francisco wide
Ravens?
receiver.
Fulgham has Baltimore.
The only
Yeah,
thing
he
I
has-
like about
he has
Debo is that he has the potential to just get the ball in multiple different ways.
I like Debo this week, dude. That game's gonna be closer than people think.
If Shark plays, I'd play Shark.
If he plays, but if he like as of right now, like we gotta pretend he's probably not playing. But yeah,
He put
he's
in a-
playing. That
He put in a
over-under
limited
is
session on Friday, so he's gonna play.
Uh,
I would play
then
Shark.
then I would shoot him. But if
Why'd
not,
you
I'm going
shoot him?
Debo. Like at some point, Debo's gonna pop off. One of those little pop passes come around the edge. It's gonna work out.
He's gonna be a game time decision. I'm pretty sure DJ Chark will be a game time decision. So of course
Wasn't
you have
that
to
like-
monitor that. But if DJ Chark is actually playing, you have to play DJ Chark. That's
Doesn't that like
where
bother you?
I
I'm gonna
understand.
go to Mikey because I respect the hot hand in the air.
Hey, so out of all of these guys, honestly, this is going to be the unpopular opinion. I don't care if Chark's playing. I'm playing Fulgham.
Well,
And- no. There's a reason for that. Fulgham has had a touchdown in the last 2 weeks. Last week, he was the second highest scoring fantasy receiver outside of Chase Claypool, who obviously we know went off for 4 touchdowns. Something absolutely ridiculous. Now, Baltimore is going to prepare for Fulgham this week because they saw what he can do last week. They saw what he can do the week before that. But the amount of I'm sorry, but if you are trying to choose between Debo, Chark, and Fulgham, you're going for upside because your roster probably fucking sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if you are asking this question, your roster is desperate right now because Debo has not established himself again. DJ Chark is injured, and Fulgham is a guy you picked up off of waivers earlier this week. If you're looking for upside, you're going Fulgham. He just proved it last week. He proved it the week before. Debo might still be injured. We don't even know. DJ Chark is currently injured. We know that for a fact. I'm going Fulgham because there's no Deshaun Jackson, there's no Alshon Jeffrey, there's no Dallas Goedert. I would say he definitely has the lowest floor out of all these guys, but I think he has the highest ceiling by leaps and bounds over Debo and DJ Chark this week. If you're going for one of these guys, you're desperate, you need the big play, I'm going Fulgham.
I really like that because honestly, I know Fulgham had that huge blow up week last week, but you can't just take 1 week and just overthink the studs that you have of Chark and Debo. But Debo is just coming back from his injury. Chark, we know, is injured. It's going to be a game time decision. So honestly, Fulgham is probably your safe bet.
And no offense, if you're watching this, you asked that question. I'm sorry, I didn't mean your roster sucks. I have half a bottle of tequila in me. I'm in very high energy mood. But in my opinion, at this point, if you're asking that question in week 6, you're probably desperate for a big play. And if you need a big play, it's going to be Travis Fulgham.
Hey, he said that he's in Pittsburgh right now in a hotel. Hey, we recently found out that Deontay Johnson is out, so we're all waiting for that Mapletron explosion again. Hey, Kevin, I know we want to see that Chase Claypool 4 touchdowns again. Hey, I'm starting.
Not gonna happen again.
Hey,
I've never been so out of a fucking loop before.
I have Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool and Michael Gallup in the league. I literally had to go to Twitter to start a poll and ask who should I start, Chase Claypool or Michael Gallup. And honestly, the results came back as Chase Claypool over Michael Gallup. And the fact that I found out that Deontay Johnson isn't even playing is the most stress relief that I've found any week ever, because I don't even have to worry about starting Deontay Johnson. I can just stress relief, start Michael Gallup and Chase Claypool, and I'm feeling good.
This guy. Hey, can I ask a question? I just want to know.
No, you can't. Anyway,
Who
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Who in this group? I'm going to assign like titles to all those. Who's the pretty boy of the group?
Clearly,
It
Mike.
has to be Mikey.
Mikey.
It's Mikey.
It's gotta be Mikey, right?
Oh yeah.
Wait. So who's like the jock athlete then?
Clearly me.
No.
What, you want it just because you're African?
No, I don't think so. I thought
African.
I thought I'd be the pretty boy. But
Either
Mikey's
me
got
or
it.
Patrick are wearing the jerseys. We have to be the athlete.
I'll be an athlete.
Let's rewind. Who's the nerd? Who's the nerd smart guy?
Oh, I think
Patrick,
I'm the nerd,
Pat,
honestly.
Pat.
I think
Pat's
I
the
have
nerd.
to be,
Yeah.
right?
Pat's the nerd smart guy. Who's the bully? Who's the big bully?
You're the
You.
bully.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ is definitely you.
And
I
then
know.
obviously Ryan's like the fucking guy that's in mechanic class that doesn't care about anything else besides the fucking cars and shit, right?
It's a stoner, you know.
No,
Yeah.
he's an
a
outlier.
stoner.
He's fucking worried about fixing his car and revving it up, and he's got the big fucking tail
I got a
light.
fucking pack of Marlboros in my sleeve. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So I'm the athlete.
You must be the athlete, man. It sucks because I'm better than you at all those sports. I'm the bully and the athlete.
I mean, I don't know that you want me to bring out some stats or anything, but I got them
real
back here.
stats.
Dude, I really want to play basketball right now. Let's go.
Let's go.
Wait, Patrick. Do we have more of these questions flying in, or did people finally like
They
give
just
us a break?
let's just take a break from the questions.
Hey, I've been throwing out all the questions I can
No,
see on chat.
I'm glad. No,
I
I'm
really
not throwing
appreciate-
shade.
no.
I'm glad that people are asking questions.
Yeah,
I'm
I really appreciate
For them.
Kevin,
Alright.
Meth, and of course.
Well,
Matt
Kevin's got
for
another
coming
question,
in with
too.
all those
JJ
questions.
earlier.
We have more.
Kevin's got another question too, though. He said that we bypassed. It was start Teddy Bridgewater or Kirk Cousins. I
It
would
has to
say
be
Kirk
Kirk.
Cousins.
It's Kirk.
Gotta be Cousins, right?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
I gotta go Kirk Cousins against Atlanta. Teddy Bridgewater, he's been
I don't
phenomenal.
have to see who else they play. If you play Atlanta, you start.
Yeah, well, that's where I was going too. I mean, Chicago is a pretty decent defense right now. Teddy Bridgewater is going to be tested a lot in this one. Kirk Cousins, I mean, we were talking about it earlier in the stream. Justin Jefferson's complete smash play this week, and it's because Kirk Cousins is not going to be pressured. Kirk Cousins is going to have all the time in the world. Atlanta's secondary and their front line is just absolutely abysmal. I mean, Kirk Cousins is one of the best non-starting streaming options, I think, this week.
Yeah, I don't
I
think you're
agree.
gonna find much hate against that one. I think we're all on the same board.
Yeah.
I want to do a quick go around the horn here. All right, guys, you have to cut one of these three things out for an entire year. The three things are any form of football, beer, or meat. Patrick, we're starting with you. You got to cut one of those three things out: football, beer, or meat.
Oh
That's a good one, 'cause
no!
I was hoping you were gonna say sex. I could cut that right off
Oh
quick.
no!
None of us. are
Wow.
That's so
Football,
great.
beer, or meat? Honestly,
What kind of
I need another
meat?
beer.
Any
I have
kind of
this-
meat.
I
you
have
literally
this-
gotta become vegetarian.
Fucking meat, you dumbass.
Do a fish? Can I eat fish?
I have this Jack Fire on the rocks, and oh man, that's so bad. It might have to
Going
be
down the
beer.
thought process.
It
I got an
might
answer.
honestly, it might have to be beer because honestly, I grilled a pork loin this week. That was the most
Like he's
fantastic
coming over
pork
for
loin
breakfast.
I've ever had. It was the a maple smoked bacon dry rub on a pork loin. I put it on the grill. It was fantastic, and I don't think I could ever live without that. So
Yeah.
it might have to be beer because I'll stick with my Jack Fire.
Yeah.
I'll stick with my fucking football. We all know. Look at us here, all five of us. None of us have given up fucking football. So
No, ever.
as much as I like meat, you know, I have to
Write that
stick with
down.
that. As much as I like beer, I fucking love my beer, trust me, but I'll stick with my Jack Fire. I'll stick with my
Just an
my
alcohol.
meat, fuck beer,
should've.
and I'll stick with my football, and I'll go football and meat on that one.
If you say alcohol, it's a whole different level.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. That was kind of the cop out because that was my theory too. And I think
Alcohol? Okay, are we gonna redo it and go alcohol?
No. Don't
Yeah,
redo it. Don't redo it.
It's got to be alcohol because beer
It
makes
has
too
to.
easy.
It has to be. It has
All
to
right,
be.
let's
'cause I can-
let Pat off the hook. Let's change it to alcohol and move on to Ryan.
Ooh.
I don't want to answer this.
Hold on, we got another
Wait,
question.
okay,
We got
wait, no, wait.
hold on.
All right, I get the question.
We got another
Patrick,
question. Hold on,
Patrick,
let me
the
come in with
question.
this one. Bobby
No.
Trees or Devontae Parker?
wanted
This
this.
is a 100-yard game, 6-point bonus league. So if they get a 100-point game, they get a 6-point bonus. Who you taking? Robert Woods or Devontae Parker? Bobby Trees, that's my guy.
Yeah, Bobby Trees. I would go Bobby Trees.
I would go Bobby Trees also.
I go Parker.
Parker?
Yeah, dude. Parker,
You think Fitzmagic?
Yeah, Parker is absolutely hyper targeted. I think if I'm gonna, Parker
He's
is
got like an injured knee. He's not even fully healthy.
I don't get. Parker is one of my favorite starts at the wide
Robert
receiver.
Woods the most consistent wide receiver in the league.
Yes, he is.
Wait, what?
He's the most consistent wide receiver in the league, Robert Woods.
Yeah, but Devontae Parker has been absolutely lights out since last season.
What do you mean? He scored he's had one good week this week here.
Hold on.
He's had one
All
good
right.
week. He had a touchdown and he hasn't done anything since.
All right, we got another question, an even better one. Start Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Kyler Murray?
Come on.
It
Jesus
has to be
fucking Christ.
Mahomes, right?
What the hell?
It's
How
Mahomes.
do you have that kind of fucking quarterback on your team?
It's Mahomes, right?
Was
It's a humble
is that
brag.
a daily fantasy question?
That's a two-person team, right? The two-person league.
It's got to be a daily fantasy question.
It's Mahomes. It has to be Mahomes.
Yeah, you never bench Pat Mahomes. Also, going back to the other question, the last 4 weeks, Devontae Parker has either had 100 yards or a touchdown in any game. Like
All 4 weeks?
Yeah, over the last 4 weeks. Week 2, he had 8 targets and a reception touchdown. Okay, correction. Week 3, he had 69 yards, no touchdown. So week 3, he did not have 100 yards or a touchdown. Week 4, he had 110 yards, and then last week he had a touchdown. So every single week this season, or every single week over the last 4 weeks, with the exception of week 3. So 3 of the last 4 weeks, he's had either 100 yards or a touchdown. He has 15 targets over the last 2 games, 20 targets over the last 3 games. I don't know how you're sitting a guy like that, especially with one who is going against the New York Jets.
The only thing I'll say is that when it comes to the New York Jets, I think that Myles Gaskin will be the biggest focal point of that offense, where I don't think that they will have to compete as much to throw Parker the ball, where I think that they will just hand the ball off to Gaskin.
They're going to throw the ball a lot. Fitzmagic's going to go off this weekend. It's going to be great.
He already went off. He's done with that.
No, he is not done. He's going to keep going.
No.
3 touchdowns.
I completely agree with Ryan this week. Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to have himself one hell of a week against the Jets.
Oh, you're
Yep.
going to be severely disappointed when he has a below-average week against a
I'm
really
not
bad football
I
team.
agree. See, DJ and I are
because
on the same page. When DJ
was
and I are
smart
on the
ahead of
same
draft.
page,
I did
you
not
have to
invest
trust
in
us.
anyone in my.
It's the backwards fucking hats is what it is, you two.
Yeah, that's what it is.
As the resident Dolphins fan, I can tell you one thing: the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, but you're wrong about them all the time. It's
Cannot.
embarrassing.
cannot run the ball. So anyone that's thinking Gaskins is going to be like a 15 to 20 carry guy for 100 plus yards and a touchdown, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, but what about but
guaranteed going for 100 plus yards?
Jordan Howard has been
carries.
a healthy
Put
scratch.
Gaskins in.
Why has Jordan Howard been a healthy scratch?
It doesn't matter because Matt Breida is going to end up playing and just taking up some of those touches.
Oh,
anyways. Like,
that's bullshit. Then why has Myles Gaskin in the past 3 weeks had 22 carries and 16 carries?
how many yards?
Controlling the game. When they're leading, they control the game by handing the ball off.
Exactly. If they're controlling the game, then why are they going to be throwing against the Jets,
more
who
important-
probably has the worst team in the entire
You need
league?
to get a lead before you can control the game.
Bingo.
Fitzpatrick's going to throw it, and he's going to dominate. Right
Oh,
off the bat.
my
You think
God.
22 carries, they all of a sudden have a lead within those
They
22
start the
carries?
game. How many of
At
those
the very
carries
least,
do you think they
Fitzpatrick
have in
and
the
Devontae
first
Parker are
quarter?
going to have a big first half.
He
the
probably
very
gets half of his carries in the first quarter after their first 2 drives. When they score out of their first 3 drives and the Jets have no way to answer those 3 drives, who do you think's going to keep getting the ball? It's Myles Gaskin.
The most important question is this only my first time hearing someone call Robert Woods Bobby Trees.
You
Yeah,
never
I
heard
haven't
that?
heard
Yeah, that's gotta be your first time. You never heard that?
I
I've
had to
never heard
leave.
that either.
I had to leave. I had
What?
to leave the goddamn room.
I never
Bobby
heard it.
Trees. That's
Never
You
Bobby
never
heard
heard
that.
Bobby Trees? You guys never listen to like what's that guy's
Adam
name?
Levitan.
Yes. And
I've never heard of that person's
Chris
name.
Harris. Chris Harris said
Chris
Bobby
Harris,
Trees too.
Adam
Chris Harrison,
Levitan,
also the
Evan
Bachelor?
Silva.
Bobby Trees.
Yep.
I know exactly who he was talking about.
That blew me away, man. I almost died. But honestly, like you guys, like, all right. So if the Dolphins are gonna obviously play in that game, it's going to be Fitzpatrick and Parker
Yes.
and Williams and Gesicki. If you get anything out of Gaskin, consider it a fucking bonus. Like nothing is
Gaskin
going
has
to
the
be
best
good.
game of all of them.
You're getting
Guarantee that's
you're
not-
getting anything out of Gaskin
Just
when
because
they're
of
up by 14.
everything that you're saying, everything that Ben says, just take the opposite.
That's why
Gaskin
I'm
is
playing. That's exactly.
DJ,
why I'm
you're
playing
fucking
this
drunk.
week.
no, not. I'm fine. I'm completely sober.
That's
I
why I'm playing
drunk.
Jamal
just
Williams.
take the
this week.
opposite of Ben, and I win.
And that's why I'm playing Jamal Williams, because I'm doing everything opposite of you as a Packers fan.
I'm always right about the Packers. That's the thing.
Wait, did we ever get back to where we were with meat, alcohol, and the
No.
football thing? Let's get back on that train. Brian, I think you were up.
All right. I'm drinking lots of problems right now.
So I feel like alcohol is probably not a thing that you're going to give up.
No, because I also have already had 4 beers since then.
Ooh. So you giving up meat or
Heck
football?
yeah.
We are talking football.
Yep.
You giving
So
up meat?
it's obvious. I'll give up meat. I will give up meat
Ryan's
before.
a
I
vegetarian.
What does the diet even look like if you're not eating meat? Because I eat meat for fucking every meal.
You ever see that plant-based like TV show on Netflix? I guess that's what I'd be doing. I'd be going all plant-based because I'm not giving up alcohol because I learned from the pandemic. I can't do anything without drinking. I miss football because I love it. It's so much fun.
Right.
The last thing I think about is eating meat. It's like I can eat a bowl of cereal.
That's
I can
true,
figure out other ways around it. It's not that hard.
DJ, you got your hand up. What's
Can
happening?
I eat fish or no?
I don't think you can
It's
eat
poultry.
That's meat.
You can eat chicken too. Chicken's a poultry. It's not a meat.
Nah, it's
Fish
meat.
is not a poultry. Do you understand?
Chicken is a poultry.
That's
Yeah,
a
chicken
loophole.
is.
have
My
feelings.
question is, can you
That's
eat
a loophole.
fish?
Yeah,
No,
you can eat fish.
I don't know. See, my version of meat, chicken and fish are included in that.
What?
That's what makes it so hard.
was wondering because there are
It's a religious thing.
There are vegetarians out there that
Pescatarians.
still eat fish, and I don't understand because fish is just meat of the sea. You ever,
Right.
Bingo.
you ever see Anchorman? You know what
That's
a
why they're
bat
called
is? It's
pescatarians.
the chicken of the cave. You know, so
Yeah.
fish is the chicken of the sea.
It's
I
made-
didn't say
it's
it was
made
wrong.
up so
I'm
they
just
can have
asking
something
if
to
you
eat.
consider fish as something that I can or can't eat.
If I'm telling you you have to eliminate meat, I'm saying you cannot eat fish.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
All right, then I will do alcohol and I'll just get in really good shape. I'll get rid
What?
of it. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, DJ. You cannot give up alcohol.
I'll do it.
That's like
I
me
did-
saying like I'm gonna stop watching porn. Come
I
on.
did it for 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks. Yeah, it works for 2 weeks.
I'll do
I'll
it.
stop watching porn for 2 weeks. Let's see how
Best
that
shape
works
of
out.
my life. Best shape of my life. I'll just do meat and I'll do football.
That'd be amazing. Pat, do we have any new questions that have come in? I feel like I
Let me
need to
check.
ask that now.
Mixon or David Montgomery?
Mixing every day, all day.
Mixon, absolutely, I agree.
Right?
The Bears stink.
Like I before the season started, I was a David Montgomery truther. I'm like, you know what? If there's a person in this offense that I want, it's Montgomery. Man, I think I fell off that fucking train real early. Is there anyone still on this train?
No. Oh,
He's
you're gonna
just
Mikey.
not that good, honestly.
Montgomery's gonna get replaced next year. I can feel it already.
Montgomery's actually pretty good. It's that offense.
Holy shit, that's so weird. Honestly, I'm just gonna say something real quick. That white chair in front of that gray backroom, I thought that was just the Zoom default of someone who disabled their camera.
Wait, here. You want me to put something cool on here? Hold on here. You
I love
guys
the fact
know
that Patrick was totally thrown off by that.
I use this whenever I have work conference calls. Just chilling.
Wow, that is nice. What is that?
It's the
What?
Monsters Inc. Scary.
Oh, wow.
Phone.
Holy shit, it is.
One of my buddies has like the crew it's like a huddle of the little giants. So that's pretty
Really?
fantastic. But I called him out like in front of a conference in front of like multiple people where I was just like, dude, why do you got a bunch of little kids staring at you?
Oh my
It
god.
ended up being pretty unbelievable. When you did that though, like everyone shifted on my screen, and now I'm totally thrown off as to where everyone is sitting.
Yeah, I am
I'm
too.
trying to download. I'm trying to download a backroom right now.
I want
Oh,
to,
look at that! I'm in San
wanna-
Francisco.
Let me give DJ shit while he's gone, and he'll just walk into this as he comes back. How funny is it that DJ always plays the hits? And what I mean by that is he always goes to things that have worked for him in the past, and he's always scared to try something new. So, Pat, you called me out for not listening to Friday Night Lights on a weekly basis. I listened to part of it yesterday, and right away as I tuned in, what was DJ talking about? Pooping and toilet paper. Like that's what he always goes to. DJ is just constantly playing the hits, never trying any new content. Like, is that DJ in a nutshell?
What?
Completely perfect there. Thank you, DJ.
What are you talking about?
Let's let someone else chime in before you start.
I didn't
talking.
hear it.
That's
I
why.
literally just
Shut
came
up.
back.
Get in your lane.
What do you mean? I don't understand. You said my name. How am I not going to say what, you fucking dumbass?
Just get out of the way. It's an ISO.
DJ,
it's
he
an
was,
ISO
he
from
was
Mikey.
complimenting you. It's all good. He was complimenting you.
Mm-hmm.
How funny is that though? It's so DJ in a nutshell.
The awkward
Can I
silence.
say things like I gotta get out of the way, but nobody says a fucking word.
Yeah, so everyone kind of let me down there. Like I passed
Yeah.
through the ball, and then there was like a glitch in NBA 2K1. You just sat there and dribbled us the shot clock.
Yeah, nobody said a single word there.
Thanks, guys.
Oh
You
my
really
God,
held me out to dry there.
shitface.
I think Mikey's falling asleep.
So what was the question? I never got the answer.
Moving on. Jesus. Pat, do we have any new questions?
We got, like I said, Montgomery over Mixon. But
We already
I
went
think
over
it's
this.
Mixon.
We were all in on Mixon.
It has to be Mixon over
Wait,
Montgomery.
Go back. What's the question? I was not present for this one.
David Montgomery.
You were fucking
or
here.
Joe
All right.
Mixon.
Well, I'm choosing Montgomery over Mixon. Easy.
What?
Montgomery's against Carolina. Do you know how
You gotta
bad their
trust the
fucking
process.
run defense is?
You gotta trust the process.
What were on defense?
Exactly. David Montgomery is going to run for 100 yards and at least a touchdown tomorrow. David Montgomery's floor is like 16 or 17 fantasy points tomorrow. Easy. And I as someone who absolutely loves the Carolina Panthers, they fucking suck at going against the running back. They have made average at best running backs look fantastic. I mean, I'm not going to say Josh Jacobs is an average running back because I do think that he's good. But look at Josh Jacobs' numbers. He has not had a fantastic fantasy week since he played Carolina. Todd Gurley, who has barely been relevant all year, came in last week and had a stellar game against Carolina. David Montgomery, who no longer has to worry about Tariq Cohen, all he has to worry about is spelling Cordarrelle Patterson every few snaps. Like, David Montgomery's going to have a big day tomorrow, and it's going to surprise a lot of people. Pat, I know that you put David Montgomery on your DFS article, and he's only at like what, $5,700 or $5,800 for the week. That is absolutely absurd. David Montgomery, in my opinion, David Montgomery has top 5 upside this week against Carolina, especially since he's really not competing with a legitimate other running back out of the passing game. So, I don't know how any of you can say Mixon over David Montgomery.
That's why, honestly,
Mixon the opportunity is 2-1.
They don't use him correctly. They don't know how to use Montgomery. Their offensive line is really bad. The Bears don't know how to use running back, and that's an actual issue. They just don't know how to do it. Period.
No, I agree, and especially since Montgomery. I mean, especially since Tariq Cohen has been out. Montgomery has really been seeing a lot more receiving work, so that's huge for his floor. But honestly, I like Mixon because of his usage. I mean, if you look at Mixon's work, he saw, 8 targets last week? And I think he's just a lot more talented back than Montgomery is in general. But if it's strictly matchup, honestly, I really can't even call it. If I was in that position where I had to play Mixon versus Montgomery, it's hard. It's really hard.
But listen, here's the thing with David Montgomery. He is guaranteed to see at least 10 to 15 rushing attempts every week. That's an absolute given. Over the last 2 weeks, Montgomery has 14 targets in the passing game. Carolina is currently the #1 worst defense against fantasy running backs through 5 weeks of the season. I'm sorry, but if you're going to play David Montgomery once all season, it's going to be against Carolina.
That's how incompetent the Bears are.
There's another question.
Great, I have a
If
question.
you have to pick up a tight end off of waivers and you have to drop someone, would you drop Kenyon Drake, Chase Claypool, or Tyler Boyd?
I would drop the kicker or defense right there. Fuck it. It doesn't even matter.
But
I don't even play that position.
He might only have one.
Kenyon Drake. Or you can Claypool?
You gotta drop Claypool.
Dude, he just banged, but you gotta be Claypool.
If I can make a suggestion at this point,
be sneaky.
You don't drop anyone. You trade Chase Claypool because someone in your league is going to give you the fucking world guy who went off for 4 touchdowns last week.
Not according to Reddit, man. I told everybody in the world to trade Chase Claypool, and I got fucking pooped on again this week.
Ben, Reddit absolutely hates you for some reason.
Because he does the dumbest fucking article ever on it.
It's fucking a dope article. I mean, what can I say? It's probably the best thing Loaded Box Podcast has done to date.
Yeah.
I like your plan, Mike. I think that's a good idea. Trade Chase Claypool for anything you can get for him.
Yeah.
Get a tight end.
Here's a better question. Has anything that the Loaded Box Podcast has recently done been better than our barely 18 Sweet 16 bracket? Because I think that's where we maxed out. Like, we hit early, and I think we maxed out.
Do any of these guys know about that?
I don't even know if they were with us at the time.
I was here for that.
Were you?
I wasn't.
I was.
Man, that was gold.
Mike is the oldest one here.
Are we talking? Was that the 90s?
It was like 90s sitcom.
That was like Topanga, right?
Like family.
It wasn't between
Topanga.
the chick from Saved by the
Topanga?
Bell and Topanga.
Yeah.
I just heard
yeah.
Ryan say, "Ooh, Topanga."
Yeah, see, that's all,
I'm old enough to remember.
Before my time, but I got heavily invested in that tournament.
It was
yeah.
Topanga and
Kelly Kapowski.
Kelly Kapowski.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Kapoor.
I'm going off camera for a few minutes. I'll see you guys later.
All right, well,
And I'm back.
I don't understand what just happened. I was really confused.
You finished.
Topanga just happened, dude.
Dude, the best was like the matchups that we put in that bracket. Like we had like Tia and Tamara versus like the Olsen twins. Like we literally like bracketed them off so brilliantly that I think like we hit our stride way too early. Like if we'd have debuted that now, it might have like taken off and like blown up the world. It might have solved the coronavirus.
While you guys were in high school, I was in college, and I used to watch Saved by the Bell every morning before I went to school.
I
It was always Kelly
in high
Kapowski.
school. Yeah.
I was, I was in college in 2003.
So are you Kapowski in front of Topanga?
2003, I was 11.
Barely this much.
Oh, Topanga.
I was 11. I was 11.
I was 7 years old.
I was 18 going. I was almost 19 years old, and you guys are freaking coming up.
I think I was. What were we? 14. I was 14.
The underrated person in that entire bracket was Ashley Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Ashley Banks. Let me look it up.
He got skinny.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
He was it. She was it, man.
Wasn't
Dude,
she the
you ever
younger
thought, or
sister?
you just-
Wasn't she the younger sister on that Fresh Prince family?
Yeah, don't Google search Fresh Prince like the first days, dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
don't
Nah,
get
look
weird.
up-
Don't get weird.
Holy shit! You sound like a pedophile right now,
Yeah,
bro.
we were also like 14 when we were that then. So
Yeah. Well, people, hey, Pat, people got mad at us. They were
Yeah,
like, "Whoa,
people got
look at
mad.
these girls."
You
I'm like,
guys
"Hey,
were 14. I was way too old for that shit.
yeah.
No, it's funny though, because when you look at her when she's grown up, she's wearing these slutty outfits. So I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Look up Topanga right now with her fucking. I sent Ben a picture of
use
Topanga in
your
her fucking
imagination.
She is hot.
lingerie. Holy
Well,
shit.
you know what got us in trouble was we told people to say, "Hey, pick whatever age you're comfortable with."
When Mikey and I are looking
If
at like
anything, that's the
Selena
best.
Gomez.
Like, you pick anything you want nowadays.
Yeah.
You pick your own age.
No. Mikey and I
choice
are
over
looking
here.
at Ariana Grande right now. Like that's our Ashley Banks for sure.
Ava Mendes.
God,
Ava
The
Mendes.
tight end for
Jesus
DJ.
Christ.
Tight end number 1. What do you got, Ben? I see you looking at the
Tight
paper.
end number 1.
I had I had a great question, but I totally got sidetracked by the barely 18 Sweet 16. So I think this might be a fun game because earlier today, Ryan said he got delayed on his drinking because he needed to. What did you need to do, Ryan?
Yes, we did.
Oh Jesus! I replaced a strut on my car. I replaced a strut.
Strut what?
A strut. How you guys don't know what a fucking strut is?
What did you call it? What was the word?
Strut.
Strut.
Hey, we
strut
got
mount.
another
My
question.
strut mount was stuck and broke on my car.
Fine, we all don't live in.
How do you guys not know
fucking
anything about cars?
Hey, we got another question.
Perfect.
We got another question.
Hold on, Pat. This is perfect.
Hold on.
I guarantee you we're going to get to this question soon. What I want to do is go around the room, and as soon as you cannot say a part of a car, you're out. And I want to see who finishes second place because I think Ryan's obviously going to finish first. So we'll just go around the room, and then we'll get to that question.
I can just say, okay.
Wait,
I went to college. I went to college for this stuff, so I can figure out. I know everything in
Okay, let's go.
I'm excluded. Exclude me.
No, you get strut mount or whatever you say.
Strut mount? How do you know what a strut fucking mount is? That's like the main important part of a car.
I don't know,
I thought the gas pedal was. So that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say gas pedal. DJ, what do you got?
I'm gonna say steering wheel.
Mikey?
I'm gonna say radio.
Radio? Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
Patrick, what do you got?
Calipers.
Ryan?
Oh my God! Brake pad.
Oh, I'm up. Oh shit. Quarter panel. DJ.
Tires.
How you know what a fucking quarter panel is? Oh my God.
DJ went with tires. You got all 4 tires or just 1 tire?
All 4 tires.
Oh shit, Mikey, what are you gonna do?
DUI.
Pat, you're
All right,
out.
Mikey's out.
No, he's not. Yeah, Pat,
A
you're
DUI
out.
does not count as a fucking car.
Are you in the car when you get
Spark plug.
Hey, you can't have a DUI with
I got spark plug.
it? Bingo. And Pat,
Ride on a bike and get a DUI.
well, I'm the commissioner. Count. Pat got spark plug. Ryan, you're up. I swear to God, you might not even find
that?
something.
Sorry.
Tell her to answer.
Ryan, you
Sorry,
might be out.
doesn't work.
Huh?
Ryan might get last
Okay.
place in his own game. He's got yelled at.
Oh man, he's getting
Ryan, you're up.
Oh, Ryan, you're
Drive
up.
train.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't even know what he said, but it sounded complex.
Razor freight train.
I'm going to go with a brake pad.
I already said brake pad.
Shit, I'm out. DJ.
I'm gonna go with the
3.
glove
2.
box.
That counts. That counts. Mikey, you're up.
Windshield wiper.
Oh, that's perfect. Pat, you're up.
Camshaft.
Ooh, nice. Ryan.
Seatbelt.
Ooh,
Seatbelt.
I'm out. DJ.
The trunk.
Trunk.
Mikey.
What's the little knob that
You
you
can't
can
ask us
adjust your
questions.
mirrors
It's
with?
up to you to figure it out.
All right, fine. The little knob that you adjust your mirrors.
No, that's not a name.
That counts. That counts. That counts. I like that.
Oh
That's
Jesus
good.
fucking Christ! This is bullshit.
Transmission.
Transmission. Nice. Ryan, try to beat that.
Rear main seal.
That could have been something made up. We would never know.
The battery.
Oh, shit. Mikey, this could be the end of Mikey.
I'm gonna be number 2. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get it.
Mikey, you've got 3, 2, 1.
The other radio.
The other radio. Okay,
He's
you're
out.
out.
Gotta be out.
Mikey's out. Mikey's out. Pat, you're up.
Diesel exhaust fluid.
What did you just call it?
Diesel exhaust fluid.
Oh, the deaf. The deaf.
That's
Oh,
exhausted
that's
fluid.
Hey,
Bonus
I
point
drive
for
a
Ryan.
I drive a truck. I load pallets for my life, so you better believe I know what DEF means.
Oh, this is gonna get tight. Ryan, you're up.
Turbo.
What?
A turbo.
Turbo, that works.
All right, DJ.
Transmission.
Oh,
I already said
said that.
transmission.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
oh, you're out.
DJ, you're out. It's now up to Patrick.
Tailpipe.
The throne. He just gave you one.
Coolant.
Ooh.
Piston.
Ooh. I pissed in my shorts once. Patrick.
I'll go windshield wiper fluid.
No.
That was already taken.
He
right?
said fluid. He said fluid.
Oh,
Yeah, he said
did.
fluid. He said it, yeah.
He's good. You're good. You're back in the game, Patrick. Ryan's up.
Let's see. Let's go rack and pinion.
Wow, that's 2, I think.
He didn't say
Patrick,
anything.
you're up.
Oh, geez. There's a pussy on fucking
There's a
screen right
pussy.
now.
Someone's showing their puss.
I'm gonna
Patrick.
definitely treat
Someone's
this as
showing
saying
their
somebody's
pussy, huh?
pussy showed up.
I'll go for an oil filter.
Oh,
I think
Jesus.
Patrick
Ryan.
might have Google searched parts of cars.
Ben gave me
Yeah.
a nice oral filter. the
All
other
right,
day.
Ryan, you're up. 3, 2, 1. Oh,
Muffler.
shit.
Muffler. Ooh, I like that one.
All right, you're up, Patrick.
I'll go for.
Quit looking that way. It's obvious.
I'm just leaning into the camera.
He lost.
I'll go for. I got it. You got it. Ryan won.
Oh, no. But, okay, but Ryan, the game was who's going to finish second. Because we all knew you were going to win after you
Oh,
went
yeah.
off a
Let's
drive shaft
go!
or whatever you
Hey,
said.
so I won. Second.
Yes,
So Patrick won.
Patrick
Yes,
won.
Patrick
yes.
won.
Hey,
Yes.
look at that.
Patrick
Money
has
line
second
is
best
in
me on
play,
cars.
boys.
Oh, we got another question.
Yeah,
Full
we were gonna get to
PPR.
that.
Brandon Cooks or Devin Singletary?
Camshafts.
Ooh, who does Buffalo
Brake
play?
pads.
From now on, I just want Ryan to respond back with a different car part until he runs
Yeah.
out.
Catalytic converters.
We got Cooks
Singletary's
versus
playing
the
Kansas
49ers,
City.
Singletary versus the Chiefs.
No, Cooks plays the Titans.
No, well, the way I look
Oh,
at
I'm
it
sorry.
as
I was a year behind. Yes, Cooks does play the Titans.
look at it as what does your opponent have going against you? That's
Probably
the
a
best
quarter
way to look
panel.
at. No, it's a fucking
He's
crankshaft.
drinking now.
All right.
Juice.
Your tensioner pulley.
Look, my ice melted. Look at that.
Oh boy.
Like, all right,
It's the
Trey.
perfect
Trey.
combo with tequila.
All right, Ryan, bring us back here. Brian,
All
bring
right,
us back.
Trey. Full PPR. Brandon Cooks or Devin Singletary. I need to know what you're going up against because then I can understand how to set your lineup that way.
I don't know about single. It has to be Cooks because.
But does it?
Because Moss is back.
Yeah.
Moss is back in the lineup, so it has to be Cooks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think it might
agree
have to be
with
Cooks, too.
if you look at Devin Singletary's numbers with Zach Moss in the lineup, his
not
floor
great.
and ceiling is pretty much the same thing. He's going to give
Yep.
you somewhere between 10 and 13 points.
Yeah, but ceiling really
which
is
is
the-
nice. Which is nice, but it's not going to win you any games. If you want the upside, I would take Brandon Cooks while
Especially
he's
You're
after
gonna take
last
Brandon
week.
Cooks after one game?
No.
2 games.
It's not
That's
about
2
it's not-
games.
It's not about the
I'd
one
give him
game.
week 2 or
It's
whatever
not
it
about the
was.
one game. It's about
Devin
looking at your
Singletary-
ceiling, and if you're looking at like whether you're starting Cooks or Singletary, that's probably gonna be your last flex spot. Or yeah, that's probably gonna be your last flex spot. So it
without-
has to be Cooks.
I'm
Even
going
without
Singletary
Zach
here. He
Moss-
scored a touchdown a
No.
couple weeks ago.
Even without Zach Moss in last week, Devin Singletary took a back seat to TJ Yeldon. Devin Singletary had
Whoa. You can't count the last 3 minutes of the fourth fucking quarter.
No, I'm
as
not
a
counting the
backseat
last
to
3
TJ
minutes.
Yeldon.
Go back and watch that game. After
I
the
did.
first quarter, TJ Yeldon was on the field more than Devin Singletary. He had more responsibility than Devin Singletary. Singletary
Dude,
ended with 4.5 fantasy points on the week against the Tennessee Titans. I'm not starting Devin Singletary over Brandon Cooks, especially
I'm
with
with
Zach
you.
Moss coming back.
I'm with you.
No, I think honestly you have to take in your final flex spot. You're looking for upside, and I think that Brandon Cooks has a lot more upside than Devin Singletary does.
Yeah, they both stink to me. Like, they're not reliable sources either way. So,
Pat, do we have any last questions outside of why is Mikey's nipple so hairless?
Honestly, the Cook Singletary was the last question we got on the stream, and that's about it.
All
well,
right,
Mikey we gotta wait for Ryan to at least walk back in before we end
well,
this thing.
that's what I was gonna say. Like the same way I end every podcast, DJ and Mikey and Pat and Ryan that just came back now, as he cracked a beer and found out we were calling it a night. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to add before we call this a night?
Yes.
He does.
Before we end, I want to start at least a small conversation. I know we want to wrap it up. I don't know how lengthy this is going to get. What do we make of Lamar Jackson right now? He has been so
Bust.
disappointing so far this season. Is he going to rebound in any way, shape, or form, or have we all just been fucked out of our top 3, top 4 round pick?
I
Yes.
think honestly, anyone who looked at Lamar Jackson as a first or second round pick is honestly just trusting in the wrong process. Where we all knew that Pat Mahomes was gonna be the #1 pick when it came to
Yeah.
quarterback. Man, I'm wearing a Patriots jersey. I have no reason why I said Cam. I don't even know if that's correlation, but it might be. But Patrick Mahomes, we all knew that he was going to be the #1 quarterback because the way that he throws the ball, touchdown regression doesn't affect him in the way that Lamar Jackson has clearly been waiting for regression to affect him, and it's clearly affecting him this year.
It's a basic offense. Basic offense is how it. And defenses take 1 year to figure it out. They figured them out. They can hold them now.
I agree.
He sucks as a quarterback. He's a good runner.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Like, you're still the thing that he's not gonna like end up having, like, oh, that sucks. Alabama just
not great at all.
The thing that he's not gonna have like another couple boom weeks is kind of asinine. But at the same point, it's like,
yes, not most pregnant.
You're like, okay, if I'm between Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes, that was a real debate, and real people were taking Lamar Jackson, and we talked all offseason like, dude, we're not about taking a quarterback early, but if you're going to do it, you fucking take Mahomes because he's the quarterback. Like, he is the guy. Like, that's what you're taking. So anyone that took Mahomes or Lamar Jackson in the third round or the second round, fourth round, wherever the hell you were taking him, like, that's on you. That's a you problem at this point.
I told y'all he's a fucking fraud.
I passed on him. The person in front of me took Patrick Mahomes. And everyone thought right off the bat I was gonna take Lamar Jackson. I passed on him.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for DJ all stream to just say fucking fraud, because he is the first person to say, wow, that person's a fucking fraud, and it just took the end of the stream for DJ to say, wow, that person's a fucking fraud. And honestly, I really appreciate that.
Lamar Jackson's a fucking fraud. I've been saying this since day one. Like, and he's 95 yards fucking passing. Like, he's trash. He's a running back. I tweeted that one night, like, hey, Lamar Jackson can stay on the field, but they need to bring in a quarterback. And that may be one of the best tweets I've ever had in my entire life.
What I think is because DJ, like, if we go back like an hour back into this, DJ was giving himself artificial titles. It was fantastic. Loved every second of it. I think we should just turn it over to DJ. Let's let him close it out. Let's let him wrap this puppy up.
Yeah, you know what? Aaron Rodgers about to fucking stick his dick so far up Tom Brady's ass. He's gonna realize that, you know, he's never been the best quarterback in the league, and that Aaron Rodgers always was. Packers -2, -1 pick 'em. Put all your life savings on them. We'll turn this into Friday Night Lights. Thanks for Pat Doyle from the Ones and Twos. Benz, I'm glad you showed up late, you fucking fraud. Mikey, you're the pretty boy. Ryan, go fix your car after this. Love you guys. Peace.
No, DJ, say bye. Say bye the way you say bye.
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 What do we got to do? Just leave?
No,